Tale of Gielinor. Uh, we open with Alcada speaking to the strange knot. Um, Basically, she can't convince them that she's their queen, but they allow the party to venture forward as long as they don't damage the rooms. Uh, and yeah, once they approach, they see four alcoves, and Alcana enters one with an open magma channel where she finds a rack of like giant weapons, very similar to the ones in the treasury of the Anapolis trophy, and battle plan showing a large like attack against a force of like hobgoblins and sphinxes. Uh, what else? The waves then walked into a room with uh, sounds of a pool, and yeah, they find a pool in there carved from Dale. And when they touch the water, they find that like it draws this amorphous phenomena like from their bodies. Like it's like it kind of like drains spell slots from casters when they make contact for too long. And Don, being an idiot, tried to you know, test out the waters and lower his ring in there, and it got overheated. It's not clear whether or not it just got overheated because it was a magic item, or if the actual item itself, being like related to heat, made it overheat. But who knows? Either way, he dropped it in, and yeah, the group decided to like instead of like harping in here, they would split up in groups of two: Loki and Fox, and Nia with Dawn. While Akana and Natrix stay here and try to figure out the deal with the pool, and also maybe get Dawn's ring back. Thank you. Uh, while while the other four are gone, Akana tries to fish out Dawn's ring to no avail. But Natrix eventually kind of just has enough, and he strips down. Uh, and having more magic to spare than Alcana, he takes a plunge into the pool. And like after fully getting engulfed into the water, he sees like all these intense visuals appear around him as he swims down to the pool, and just he actually grabs Dawn's ring without any trouble. And when he comes back up, he feels fine, but he has had some powerful magic sat from him, i.e., I think it was a fourth level spell slot.
He was dead,
Third
but
level,
yeah.
actually.
Yeah, something like that. But either way, continuing on, Don and Nia found a room with a strange printing press inside with these metal plates. And the machine was strange familiar to the machine that bothered Don and Nia back at the edge of Exile's Watch, like back at that forest. But before they can figure out what happened in there, they're interrupted by a call from Fox and Loki, who approach two stone doors flanked by these like impressively crafted obsidian statues of a Skeptic and an Ospa. And they call Don and Alcana to use the Pentarchy daggers to open the doors. It kind of makes like Don vibrate awkwardly, but like Alcana is able to like, you know, do it just fine. And when the door is open, before going in, everyone after a while kind of figured out that every room has kind of a tie to the Pentarchy, and this one must have been Yid Varath. And when they when they look in, they see basically a magical barrier, bleh, which causes Fox to suggest that, hey, uh, Logi, we should go in alone since we've been touched by Yid Varath himself. So they enter, and you know what? I don't know if you guys talked about, but what happened on the inside is still history's mysteries because yeah,
They
they
confess their
do.
true love to each other.
Ah, so cute. I ship it. Yeah, they emerge with what the party was looking for, a way to resist the magic of the Soul Stone. And as they come out, they also see the peculiar old man kind of standing at a pillar, pointing at a pointing out that like it's kind of similar to the one in Zanash that gave the party like visions and stuff. And yeah, the waves decide to touch the pillars all at the same time, and they start to have visions. And the first vision is a scene on a boat from a long time ago, following following an adventure of Captain Vecna. He's chasing down the Queen of Mists, and at his side is his loyal werewolf, mate Peg Paw Pete, and an outsider, a buyer called Amixa Velzen. Did I say that right? I think so. But yeah. Either way, Velzen essentially helped navigate their way to this prize, and they were surprise attacked by magical tower ships coming out of the storm, flanking them, and which basically rained fire onto the deck and caused massive damage. And Pete put up a hefty fight before Amixa actually staged a mutiny. She restrains the captain with her lackeys and, with a slash to the eye, is about to kill him until loyal Pegpaw Pete swoops in to the rescue and shoots her. But before she does, she unleashes like this big magical wave, heavily damaging the ship and basically like disintegrating the crew. Vector, though, somehow was able to survive the whole ordeal and started making his way back to shore. Uh, let's see. The second vision shows Zamorak and the Horned King kind of starting to butt heads on the battlefield. The Weathermaker, aka the North, yells out basically an ultimatum, saying Zamorak should depart or die from Gielinor. And obviously he chooses to fight, so the battle commences. Elverin Aemon sends his frost giants forward to break the formation of the front line, while Cole, how do you say that? Cornel. I always
Colonel.
got it wrong because it's such a weird fucking word, man. Colonel Trevor. Yeah, Colonel Trevor like basically orders his men to like push forward and clean up all the enemy out of position, while the Eviancy, when like the leader of the Eviancy, who only goes by the colonel, attempts an aerial attack. But overall, the forces are broken down by Zamorak's magic, and the Horn King's army fails.
I only regret that in that vision, it didn't have enough time to show you the Colonel's startling proficiency with creating fried foods.
But as he died, was he struck by a fire spell and turned into a beautiful roast chicken?
Obviously.
Don't get me hungry, man. But yeah, and their third vision was basically it was blurry and dark, but like this was basically a chamber of the temple of the Pentarch, with three beings, presumably the queens, being inside. And hold on, what do they look like again? There's one that was very
I remember this part. One of them basically looked like didn't really look like it was a form at all, just a bunch of like floating rags with like an eyeless feminine mask on him. One of them looked like a knot, but one that had more of like an oddly like feminine tabaxi body with like it's sort of like more of an extended thorax and segmented abdomen, and was more glowy. Then the other one was a golden siren that had all of these tentacles trailing out of its head, and it was walking around by floating.
Hell yeah. Alright. That's so sick.
Note to self, draw that later.
Yeah, really. Afterwards, though, the group decided to finish up in the printing room, and we actually learned that it prints tarot cards, and they might be where Logi's cards came from. After getting the thing to work, they printed up a card of the Lovers, which is like two intertwining dragons, and the High Priestess, which is a card with like the woman with like that like mask we've been seeing all day. And after the machine jams, they're basically forced to stop printing and move on. And outside, we spot it again, the fairy. It's like eating these like nasty aviansies that we killed, and so Dawn approaches it and confronts it, asking why it's following them. It talks in his head, and it tells them that they're like similar, like they're touched, yet Dawn hasn't been changed, and he still kind of lives outside this purpose that she keeps talking about. We don't know what that means, And the fairy claims to have once served the She of Teeth before presumably falling under the influence of a mind slayer. Yeah. It beckons them to come closer. Dawn and Notchix. Dawn kind of essentially drags Notchix into it. Oops. And Yeah, but as we get closer, it basically encases us in a big ring that like glows with like this dark light, and we're whisked away. Although we kind of appear in the same area, but it's colorless, and suddenly the Avianzi skeleton starts rising, looking at us, all funny like, and that's what happened.
That is indeed what has happened. So I'm just going to say, Don and Notrix, I'd like you to, from the get go, take your, just write down your current spell slots and, not your spells, just how many spell slots you have in your current HP.
Okay.
So, Don and Notrix, you suddenly find yourself in this twisted, dark reflection of the space where you once were. The mountains rising up around you far more dramatically and darker, the wind whipping down, seeming to scream malevolently at you as it swoops down from these peaks. You look around, you can see that there is, oddly enough, a little bit more vegetation here than there was in the other version of this place. A few twisted, long dead, desiccated trees. But you can see there is this duskiness here, these shadows that almost look sticky, tarry, clinging to the peaks of these jagged mountains around you. You can see in what would have been the Temple of the Pentarchy that you just exited, a series of these broken blocks, not looking so much like a temple, but more like the shattered bones of a ruin. But what addresses your attention more than anything else, as you two are in this desolate, lonely place, is this Avianti corpse rising. Except it's different than it was. Larger and more skeletal, more decayed, more sunken, as if it has been in this spot for months, if not years. But you can hear the sickening crack, crack, as the bones start to bend around each other, and you see from its visible rib cage are emerging limbs, overly long limbs, not wings, not arms, but these skeletal, almost spidery things, 1.5 times again as long as its body. And as they extend, they're not all simply the sorts of bone or chitin that you would expect them to be. Some of them, you see whole sections seem to be composed of vertebrae before it goes into a odd, worn down, sharpened femur. More bones than this body should have. It rises up above you, about 10 feet tall. Its eyeless eyes, its eyeless sockets empty until a yellow eye from somewhere deep within its rib cage opens up. You can see it shining through. Dawn and Notrix, what are you guys doing?
Ah!
Notrix sort of side eyes to Don and goes, Don?
Where are we? I look around. Do I see the Moth?
You do not.
I thought you knew what you were doing.
I mean, I didn't know what I didn't know they're gonna take us somewhere random.
Boom! One of these long spidery limbs crashes into the snow before you. That snow that you see is now it does not have volume, is not white, but more of this sickly gray, and seems to melt as its skeletal limb hits the ground. You see that beaked jaw unhinge and just this horrible
Look out! Look out!
Yeah, let's
I'm gonna
argue.
hit with a blood bolt. Yep.
All right. You're blood bolting it, Dawn?
Yeah.
You blood bolt it. It this flash of black through its rib cage into that glowing yellow eye that's somewhat hidden behind this cage. It kind of squints and blinks, but it keeps advancing.
What do you
Notrix,
want?
are you doing anything?
I think I'm just going to attempt to communicate it this turn. So asking, what do you want? And maybe sort of holding out the staff of Yunlo and backing up as it advances.
As you hold out your staff and ask that, it just once more opens that jaw and
I don't think it
you
wants to have a...
see
Sorry, go on.
something dark, something viscous run down that skeletal limb and start to whip itself around the bottom of your staff.
Wait, so it's a viscous liquid.
You're
attaching to
not
myself.
even sure if it's a liquid or just something slimy like a tentacle.
Ooh. I'd like to try and pull it out, just back up very fast and pull it out of that.
You pull your staff away quickly as you can, and it doesn't seem to have gotten a good enough grip. You pull your staff, but you can still see there's a little bit of some sort of a dark stain at the bottom of it. And then another boom, boom. This spidery, mostly skeletal, avian-y thing is advancing on you. When suddenly, this bright, almost unfathomable sheen of light, seeming to come from some point behind you, shines out, and you see this thing stumble, recoil, and as you are momentarily blinded by this flash of bright yellowish light, you squint, open your eyes, and all you can see is that skull and a few shattered bones on the ground. This creature no longer a concern.
What?
What the?
Did you do that?
No, I think it came from
And you
behind
both
it.
realize that you can both see your shadows being cast from a light that's not as bright as it was a second ago, but is still shining somewhere behind the both of you.
I look behind me.
Yes, we both, in sync, just look behind us dramatically.
Yes.
You look behind you, and you see what looks like a fairy, but she's the wrong size. She is almost as tall as Notrix. She is wearing this dress, these layers of what look like chiffon, and she has these this long curly hair and these white, almost moth-like wings. You see, there's a faint glow to her hands, and Notrix, seeing a fairy, if this is a fairy, at this scale, you don't really notice it with Don because of how small he is. You know, he's just a little guy, but it's a lot more obvious how the proportions are a little bit off from a human. You know, the shoulders a little narrower, the head and the eyes a bit oversized.
Ooh. I guess Notrix is a little creeped out by this then. Sort of uncanny valley kind of thing.
Yeah, slightly, but no more than Don already has going on.
Oh, it's just that it's massive. But yeah.
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 It's like,
Yeah,
it's
it
slightly
is
chilling.
weird. Don, you've never seen what appears to be a fairy at this size.
Whoa.
And as this woman appraises both of you, she says, "So what the hell did you do then?"
Huh?
Huh?
What the hell did we do?
Yeah, what did you do? Look, you got all of us here. I mean, I'm already here, but for you two to be here, how'd you get here?
There was some kind of a undead-looking moth thing that teleported us here. Who
Yeah,
are you?
Oh yeah,
circle.
geez, thanks a lot. Yo, what outfit you with anyway?
What outfit we with?
No, you, Don. What outfit you with?
How do you
Don't
know
you
my
try to
name?
tell me that you're a civilian. Look, I can tell that face like anyone. You're clearly on the books.
Oh, the. Are you talking about like the gangs?
No, I'm talking about your Wintumba mailing list. Yeah, I'm talking about the gangs.
All right, all right. Well, I mean, back in the day, I was with the Reenag, if that's what you're asking.
Oh, reenact. Oh, what? So you think you're all bad? You think, oh, you're one of the fairy godfathers, man. You think you can throw your weight around? Is that it?
Listen, I don't even know who you are, right? What outfit you with, huh?
You just friggin' insulted me.
Well, what?
You think I'm supposed to just dismiss that?
John, be polite to the giant fairy.
You like just he has a little like scowl.
Uh, what's your name, Miss?
Well, let's just go with that, Miss.
Oh,
I don't recognize this lady at all, do I?
No, you don't. Well, I'll let you roll a history check, but it's going to be a high DC.
Yeah. History. Sorry. Can I have
No.
disadvantage because I'm dumb? Okay.
Yeah, you don't recognize her.
What? I mean, it might be a little rude to ask, but why are you huge?
Why am I huge? Oh, why are you such a shrimp, huh?
Hey, I'm tall for a fairy.
Yeah,
Obviously not.
sure.
Listen, you gotta tell us where we are, because we have no idea where we are.
I have even less idea. I was just dragged into a magic circle by my friend here.
Sorry, by the way.
I'm catching up.
So you really ain't got no idea.
No.
Look, all I wanted here was to see what was inside the both of yous. Yous both had something big going on, something that other interested parties that I'm not at liberty to disclose may have been interested in. I want to see what was up with that. And you are the one, she gestures towards you, Nautrix, who decided to put so much energy into this thing. Well, what have you got it going on with you?
Patrick's kind of blinks. I didn't do anything intentionally.
And then she kind of seems to squint, and for a second you can no longer see the pupils in those oversized eyes. They seem to kind of glow orange, then back to their regular color. And she says, "Oh, okay. That's what's going on with yous."
Listen, you're being real vague, alright? It's freaking us out. We just got here.
Yes, weren't you the one who took us here? You are the small fairy that we saw before, right?
Yeah, I mean, yes. Well, we'll go with yes.
Wait,
Is that
You're-
not a clear answer?
Well, I'm what you might call an interplanar consciousness. Right, so nothing that you really see is exactly me, and nowhere that I am, I'm exactly able to influence it like I wish I could.
Just a couple of blank faces.
What's that?
I think Don and Notch just have blank faces.
Yeah, definitely.
At that convoluted thing that was just said to them.
Look, all right, you two. I didn't choose to watch yous, but I chose to stay. It was interesting. And look, I wanted to get you close so I could see what was going on. I knew where the door was, but it was your power that pushed it open.
Why do you want to...
I see. Well, we didn't do it on purpose, if that's what you're implying.
Yeah, that's starting to become a bit more apparent.
So this place, it's some kind of a what mindscape? So are you trying to say that like you're not real or something?
No, I'm real. I'm as real as they come. I'm just not all there. Maybe you could say that I'm everywhere at once. There's an extra plane of consciousness. You could say that there's a little bit of me in every plane at once.
That
Uh,
that sounds pretty interesting.
how's that feel?
Yeah, it don't feel great. It don't feel great. I wouldn't recommend it. Look, I have an easier time here than in most other planes, but still, it's not as great as I wish it were.
Do you have? Are you like partially in the fire plane and on fire, then partially in the water plane and then being put out? And sounds bad.
Yeah, that's a little bit reductive.
Okay.
All right. Well, listen. We, as we said, we're here by accident. Is there a way out of here?
Well, I mean, Notrix should know. This place should feel like home to you, shouldn't it?
I'm assuming this is the realm of phantoms, the plane of phantoms, whichever one.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't think I've been here before. I've projected onto the spirit plane through familiarization before, but not the realm of phantoms.
All right, hold on, hon. And she puts a hand on your forearm, but it feels odd. It feels almost as if it's not completely there. And she seems to concentrate for a second, holds out her other hand, and then you see revolving in front of her this large, uneven shard of some sort of crystal. It looks clear, almost like glass, but it seems like as these dark surroundings are reflected through it, they seem to become murky. They seem to distort in these unreadable ways.
What's that?
What's this? This, Don, is what's inside your friend here.
I thought that was familiar. I haven't seen that in
Look.
a few years.
This is the source of the same thing that empowered me. Empowered, I understand, that's strictly in quotation marks.
How did it empower you?
Hey, it wasn't exactly by choice, I'll say that much.
Huh.
So you know about these things?
I'd suspect probably not too much more than you. You know, it was Don that first caught my attention, and then I realized that you had a little bit of something going on too. But Don, you was affected by one of the originals, and that's maybe not as special as you might realize. There are others like that, but you didn't die, and your form didn't really change. You're not an interplanar consciousness. And what I want to know is why.
I mean, you gotta get as many answers from me as you would a wall. I don't know. I think something screwy happened when I was summoned.
No, this is something else. This is something that I saw ways back when I was first set to watch after you to see what was going on.
How long ago
And what's the
was that?
source of your power?
What's the source of my power?
Yeah, this other power inside you. How's it work?
I mean, let me think. I think. All right, so I've got this blood, right? This is like my theory. So after I was shown, you know, after I was shown what I could do with this, like, touch of Trankim or whatever, I got this black bullet, like here, see? And he's gonna do a blood bolt like into the ground, and
The touch of Trankham, you say?
yeah.
So how's did you get that? How's were you touched?
Uh, you know, well, I mean, I'm sure. I think it was something that had to do with the person who summoned me. His name was Kavi. I mean, I wasn't able to really use these powers until Omethyssus showed me.
Kind of cocks an eyebrow at that.
Yeah, I had a conversation with the guy. He was all right.
Yes, I also knew Carvey, but well, he didn't mention anything about this.
Yeah, you guys talked about knowing Kavi for a little bit. He didn't mention anything about like studying this weird, deep ones crap.
No, and well, then he got turned it. From what I heard, he got turned into some sort of monster by attaching tentacles to his head.
Yeah, that's about it.
So, Kavi got some kind of Trankham power, gave them to you, but you unlocked them by talking to Omethyssus.
Basically. Yeah.
And don't forget what
See?
happened more recently with your pearl.
Oh, that's right.
That plays a part.
Maybe. A mind slayer came up to me, and like, the thing didn't kill me or nothing. It showed me how to use this thing. And if he reaches into his little stash, will he have his pearl with him?
You do, yes.
Yeah. He gave me this thing, and he told me that I could learn spells with it, and I could just figure out. I could just gain some kind of more knowledge from it, and it was the weirdest goddamn thing I've ever seen in my life. Like a mind slayer talking to me. Ugh.
Well, he was lucky. He's lucky you already had some kind of a power inside of you. Otherwise, you might have ended up like me.
Did a mind slayer do this to you?
It was involved, at least.
How so?
Well, I was an agent, you could say. Special assignment for the Tooth Fairy. Or someone like you might call her just she. I was sent to the other side of Xanaris, the Duskthorn. Deep cover. Turned out my cover got a little too deep.
And what, you were caught?
She gives you sort of a shrug.
And they didn't just eat you? They turned you into this?
I guess some people got potential. And you apparently has got more potential than most.
So, yeah, here's a question. How did you see me?
What do you mean?
Like, just the fact that you were able to see me from where you are right now. Like, was it just the fact that I didn't turn into that nasty moth thing that I was
Look,
so
I'm here
detectable?
right now. I'm on the material plane. I'm in the spirit plane. I'm in a lot of different places, okay?
Alright, I guess that makes sense.
Well, if you can't, well, how did you first start watching Dawn then? You mentioned being sent, or was it just? Well, how did that happen?
Well, like I said, I didn't choose to watch, chose to stay.
Did someone
You can do the
force-
math on that.
Right. Did someone force you to watch? Are you like a spy or something?
I feel like spy's a dirty word, you know? You think of certain things when you think of a spy. I don't want to use the word spy.
Well, you did say you were sent as an agent into a place. That sounds pretty spy-like.
Okay, yeah, maybe in the before times. Okay.
Sounds like a long time ago. Yeah.
So you're just an observer who isn't technically a spy.
Sure. That sounds fine to me. Can be simpatico with that kind of thing.
So
All right.
Don doesn't also have one of these crystals inside him, does he?
No. I mean, if Don had one of those crystals inside of him, I probably wouldn't have even bothered trying to get you to step into the circle.
Is he the only way we could be here? Can I not be here alone?
Well, as far as I know, he's the only way you could have opened the portal into this place.
How did I not accidentally open it as we came into the building?
Oh no, I outlined the door. I put the doorknob out there, but I never would have expected that you'd have all of that going on. That you just go crashing right through it.
Uh, is that related to the shard inside me, or is all this about something different, or both?
It's not related to it. It's all about it.
I see.
So, it's getting something straight. You are that moth fairy that's been following us? You were just like on our plane?
She just rolls her eyes at that.
Don, she's already explained that, I think.
I know. I'm just clarifying.
She's everywhere at once, and it's see different plane.
All
This is
right,
what she
all
looks
right.
like here, and she looks like a moth fairy on the other place. Material
Alright.
plane.
Well, you're much better at holding conversations here. I'll say that.
Yeah, no kidding.
So you can't speak on the material plane. All right, you said you could manifest better here than any other plane, right?
Everywhere else, she's spouting poetry and shit.
Well,
But yeah. Either way,
we don't seem to be any closer to figuring out why you're so curious about Dawn. I mean, if
I mean,
it's
that's
Well,
not,
really
looks like I found out a little bit about that, and apparently finding a weird Kavi and another one of the originals to give me power by proxy in some kind of a weird game of tag. I'm not too confident on my prospects of replicating that, but it's good to know. I'll file that in the old backlog.
So you're trying to get out of your situation, is what you're saying.
It's not a situation I'd recommend. If you get the chance to become an interplanar consciousness, I'd say give it a hard pass.
All right. Sounds about like the plan. Yeah.
but by originals, do you mean the Pentarchs? Just so we're on the same page.
Sure, yeah.
That's not a yes.
Okay, we'll call it a yes.
I just want to make sure we're on the same page. We're talking about the same things here.
Look, I'm on a pretty different page from you guys, just by virtue of circumstances. If we can get to vaguely the same part of the library, I think that's as good as we're gonna get.
Sure.
Right. Well, in order to help with that, is there anything else you would like to know that might help us be in the same part of the library?
Natrix, are you able to explain your powers at all?
Let's see. I was given this shard by my mother. I believe she had something similar herself. I don't know if it's precisely the same thing. Or maybe I don't know that. Never mind. But in order to bond with its power, the best way of doing that was to have it close at all times. So I ingested it, and not a pleasant experience. Maybe even as unpleasant as being in all planes at once. Who knows? But as a result, I have some connection to the spirit plane, and as it appears, the realm of phantom. And well, from what I've heard recently, I believe the shard is a piece of the Pentarch of Moth. But
And she kind of holds out a hand and like waves it as if, trying to shush you. Okay, I get the picture. So it sounds like Mama Natrix really just went all out there. I'm surprised that something like that didn't kill a Phaelus, but all right, yet another non-viable option, but it's good to know.
Hey, who knows?
yes,
Maybe something will pop up with them.
I have heard it often kills people doing this type of procedure. I'm unclear of what exactly helped me to go through it.
Would you say you had the stomach for it?
I suppose so. I have an iron gut.
Hey.
And then later on, I sort of got turned into an undead. That's more recent. I'm still wrapping my head around that. I don't know if that's related.
Hey, do you need to sleep?
No, we've been over this.
No, not you.
You asking me if I need to sleep?
Yeah, do you need to sleep?
I'm not really on the whole sleeping spectrum.
Being a plane traveler doesn't give you a sleep schedule, I guess.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright.
There isn't a plane of sleep.
She seems to just roll her eyes at this.
Sorry.
But is there something you want us to do on the outside?
I just was curious. I just wanted information.
Alright.
But I guess you guys are here now. So, well, I guess you better make the best of it.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know how to get you back.
Sorry, what?
Oh, great.
What do you mean you don't know how to get us back, huh?
I didn't open the door. I assume if you had the power to open it and get yourself here, then you'd have the power to open it again and get yourself back.
Does
Natrix,
the door
you know how
even
to do that?
exist in this plane?
I mean, I suppose if it existed on the other side of the material plane, it could exist here too.
Better damn hope so.
What if, can you try it?
I don't know. Do we want to leave yet? This is an opportunity to explore a plane we've never been in. At least for a while. Or a few
Oh,
minutes.
you want to go on a stroll?
Not quite.
You hear this cry that seems to resonate through your bones as you see a black figure winged high in the sky just zoom overhead and then disappear.
What the hell was that?
Oh, it's all kinds of things like that here. Look, here's the thing. This is a plane of undeath. A lot of things that, by all rubrics, should be dead, but they ain't really. Just like a lot of things in the spirit plane, a lot of the prime familiars, they're unlife. Things that, by every observable rubric, should be alive, but they're not actually living things.
Suppose that makes sense. So you're familiar with the spirit plane. as well, then?
Buddy, I come from there.
Oh, yes, right. You were originally a fairy.
Hey.
Is it?
Oh, hey, speaking of the spirit plane, so you can open the door to the spirit plane, right, Natrix?
Depends what you mean by that.
As in, like, if, like, through some sort of, like, I don't know, druid ritual, can you, like, try to go to the spirit plane?
Well, there's two methods I know of. One is the ritual of familiarization. But that is only possible in certain places of high spiritual energy, uh, such as the White Wolf Mountains. And the other is that I have a one-way ticket in the form of the staff, Gielinor.
Huh.
Uh,
So there's no way to replicate that, but just the material plane. How do you get back when you're at the spirit plane?
it's with familiarization, it's kind of just projecting onto a different plane. So you sort of fade back after a while.
So you're not actually there, you just kind of,
Yeah, so I suppose it's like our friend here, except just two planes instead. However many she is.
Yeah. You look at that still floating image of that crystal, and she says, "You know what this is, right? This is a piece of, well, essentially what makes this whole place. I guess if this is what you use to open the door, probably what you use to open it back up again."
Right.
Huh?
Do you know how one of these shards would have gotten to the material plane? How did it end up with me?
She shrugs.
Where, can you tell us anything more about them? I kind of want to know something that's inside of me more.
I don't know what you expect me to tell you. Look, I tried to get you into the circle so I could grill yous about that.
You don't know where they originally come from, in the spirit plane or the realm of phantoms.
Look, I never said that I was some kind of an expert.
Obviously, since you don't know how to get back.
I mean, I don't really have to worry about thinking about getting back.
We do.
Me, I'm already there.
It would be polite if you had thought about this on our behalf beforehand.
She shrugs. Hey, that's life.
Well, hey, let's figure out how to open this door then. So you're thinking that we could use this shard to open some sort of portal or something?
Maybe.
Right, I guess
Can
we
I
just
look at
need
the?
to
Sorry, go
go
on.
on. Are you going?
No, you. No, you.
Are you?
I was just gonna say I'm gonna look at the shard just deep. I'm just gonna see if there's something I recognize about it that could any kind of ritual that pops in my head, something like any ideas of what I could do with it.
Yeah, you flit up to the shard. As you do, you feel like you're not even sure if it's really there or if it's just an image. You can see this odd play of dark shapes through it, refractions of the surrounding dead landscape, but it doesn't really tell you anything.
Hmm. Well, I'm stumped.
Can I? Can I reach out and try and take it? I mean, it's probably still inside of me, but out of curiosity.
Yeah, Notrix, you reach out with your hand to try and take it. And as your fingers graze the surface, it feels like you actually make contact with something hard and glassy for just a second before your fingers phase through it. And you can see that there's suddenly this light going from the palm of your hand down your arm in a thin line back up your shoulder and into your chest, where, Dawn, you can see that the center of Notrix's chest, even through his robe, seems to have this faint glow to it.
Whoa. Is that your crystal?
I assume so.
What's it doing?
It's glowing.
Yeah, I see that.
Well,
Obviously.
it hasn't done this before, but well, there are many things that haven't happened before.
You see she kind of comes up and kneels down a little bit, gets her head close to your chest where it's glowing. Oh, now this is really interesting. This is something. Hell, you can sell tickets to this. What are you doing? Keep doing this.
Okay. Can you tell me what what is happening?
I mean, to me, it looks like you're channeling the crystal. And if you're channeling the crystal, that means you're channeling the essence of this whole place.
Is that a good thing?
I mean, it seems better than sticking around here with your thumbs in the front of your trousers.
I guess I will try to do that more. So Notrix is not familiar with how to channel the energy of a crystal. Well, sorry. He's not familiar with how to do this, so he's just gonna, I guess, he's gonna take his other hand and put it to the crystal. Yeah, that's the best solution here. Two-handed grasp.
Bring your other hand to the crystal. At the same time, feel that brief moment of something hard and glassy before it phases through. And Dawn, you can see this glow become brighter. And then underneath the crystal, you can see, growing up from the ground, it seems almost as if that light is dripping down from the crystal, looking almost like some kind of liquid. And where it's hitting, you see these little white-cap mushrooms growing up through the gray snow on the ground. And you can see little stalks of some kind of wispy grasses then starting to spread out around that. And then you see something else, another shape, larger and amorphous and kind of fleshy.
What the?
As it starts to coalesce, it starts to almost look human.
Notrix?
Yes, I'm kind of looking at this crystal at the moment. What is it?
Something's growing off of your like juice.
I look down and I see this, and
Does it look like does it look how big is it right now?
It's sort of forming, and as it does, it was kind of like almost the size of a human skeleton to start, but it's sort of become fleshier as more of this, whatever this essence is dripping from the crystal, and now you see cloth starting to form around it.
Notrix turns to the fairy and goes, okay, what on Infernus is happening now?
Okay, that's not what I was expecting, but honestly, I think it may be a little bit like that Avianzi when you first came here. This place, it turns the dead into the undead, it turns the undead into the unliving, and you're channeling its essence directly. Is there something dead in your past or in you?
I think I'm technically dead. It's complicated. Let's keep trying and see what happens.
You keep concentrating on this, Notrix, and Dawn, you can see little bits of more foliage growing up around the around this place where the This essence is dripping little bits of what look like maybe the starts of saplings or small bushes. But you can tell that there is more strain on Notrix right now. In Notrix, you're feeling like it's harder and harder to keep this concentration up.
Ooh. When I look at the being forming on the ground below me, does it look like it's me? Am I creating myself to be dead?
It does not really look like you. You're not sure. It's kind of curled up in a fetal position.
Can I look at it closer? You said it had claws, right?
No, I said
Oh.
cloth was starting to form over it.
Oh, cloth.
And Notrix turns to the fairy. This isn't killing me, is it?
I sure hope not.
Take a guess.
I wish I had better confirmation. I'm gonna keep trying for the time being, I guess.
I don't know. Dawn, you want to help him out?
Can I?
You tell me. I ain't
I'll
never seen a
try.
fairy that's got what you've got going on.
Here, Don's gonna fly onto his wrist and stand there and also touch it.
Dawn, you also touch it. And when you do, your hand doesn't phase through. You feel this glassy texture, but as you touch it, there's suddenly this mist that rises up from the place where you touch and falls down over the crystal and forms this low fog on the ground. And then you can see this little dot, this round circle of light, very small, only a couple inches wide, but it's shining up through the mist directly below the crystal. But then two things happen at once. You see this mist start to coalesce into what looks like a humanoid form. And that figure on the ground stands up shakily to its feet. And it turns around to face you, Notrix. And Dawn, you see this humanoid figure in the mist face you. And at this moment, as you two have joined with this crystal, you feel empowered somehow. You feel vibrant, as if you are, in mechanical terms, at full HP and full spells.
Oh.
But you also feel as if something else has been drawn from you. Dawn, you see this mist coalesce into now a recognizable form. Still misty, still ethereal, still not all there. You can see the fins on the side of the face, the tentacles trailing down from the head, the glowing of the eyes. You were looking at the spectral image of Kavi. And Notrix, as this other figure turns around, you can see cheeks sunken, jaw slack, looking like a living corpse. But a living corpse of a face that's been etched upon your memory, even though you haven't looked upon it in years. This looks like Medix.
Kavi?
Medix?
And the figure of Medix, jaw kind of sputters, but is unable to say anything. But there's this expression of anguish. I can see him, sort of a hand grasp at that cloth, and as he's pulling at it, you can see these large burnt marks just underneath the neck that you realize must cover the chest entirely.
I would like... this is probably silly, but I'd like to try and cast a healing word. Just seeing his childhood friend in massive pain, he just instinctively reaches out the hand to try and remedy it.
You try to cast this, but it does not take at all, as if there is no target for your spell.
That is fair.
But
And then Dawn,
Mhm.
you see the figure of Kavi give this cruel little smile, say, "Well, look at you, little worm here, lost in this other plane. Once more, go running off. Need someone else to rescue you? Need someone else to look after you, helpless on your own? You're nothing.
Shut up, you chum!
You're nothing without me."
I'm gonna blood bowl him.
And as you blood bolt him, you watch the blood bolt just whisk through him as the form of Medix suddenly takes this recognizably, though the expression of anguish does not change. The body takes this more aggressive stance, and as he holds out his hand, twists it, suddenly there is this odd lizard-like reptilian bird floating in the sky before you. And with that, I am going to say, why don't you guys, let me remove all turns. Why don't you guys roll initiative for me? I'm going to put your tokens out on here.
Well, you had to try and attack him. So maybe this wouldn't have ended well anyway.
Listen, he's the first. He's the one who looked up first. Wait, did I do that right?
Good boy, you've combat with two
Oh.
people. Well, at least it probably go quicker than normal combat.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I need
really.
to roll.
Oh my god, this is sick.
All right, Notrix, you see that this figure of Medix has clearly taken an aggressive stance. Do you guys want to be closer together, or do you guys like where you are right now?
I actually like being closer to Asterix. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah. This is not all that's here. There are also a few dead trees, so let me put those on there. But yes, Notrix, you can see this clearly aggressive stance from Medix. You can see this spectral form of Kavi. So what are you doing?
I think we gotta stop.
I think it's too late. They're fully formed and aggressive.
Ah!
Oh yeah, I guess just for clarity, Nontrix stops. If he hasn't already, he stops channeling the crystal, which I assume doesn't make them disappear immediately.
Yes, you stop channeling the crystal. They are still there.
Okay. I think as my first turn, I'm just going to do a classic Symbiotic Entity and Shillelagh, just a powering up turn. And that will be my first turn.
All right. So, Notch, you just get yourself into this battle-ready stance. Dawn, what about you?
I think he's just staring right at Kavi, and I think he immediately just says, "Alright, you're gonna regret this," and he's gonna go straight up to him and hit him with the poison spray.
All right. That's a Constitution save. So you go up to him, try to hit him with this poison spray, but it just this mist that he's made of seems to swirl around it. It completely misses him.
Notrix yells at Dawn. Dawn, stop using poison on the undead and the ethereal. They don't have blood to poison.
Listen, I feel like people need a break sometimes, and as he darts away, he is going to use a blood bolt. Oh, come on!
You tried to blood bolt, but it just splatters into the air in front of him, and he takes a step forward, right where that blood bolt spattered. He says, "Look at you. So bloody useless. You're nothing. You're nothing."
Shut up!
And your friend, well, your friend ain't nothing either. And he actually looks towards Notrix. Notrix, I need you to make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh boy.
Uh-oh. Ooh, smart
And you
boy.
feel briefly this malevolent force on your mind, but you manage to shake it off. And you look as Kavi just sort of sneers at this.
Ah, Kavi, I never liked you.
With this, the form of Medix, he takes a shambling step forward, and you can see something in his eyes, something that looks like deep sadness, something that looks like betrayal, as he almost mournfully brings a fist down, and you can hear this rumble from the sky above. You can see these flashes of lightning before one of them hits down right where the two of you are standing.
Oh, lovely.
That is a pretty low roll for that spell. I need both of you to make dexterity saving throws. All right, Notrix, you take 15 points of damage. Dawn, you take only 7 points of damage, as there is suddenly just this crackle of lightning right where the two are standing, and you see this scaly bird-like thing dive right towards you, Dawn, and it's going to try to bite you.
Ah!
But you manage to whip around and evade it, for the moment at least. Notrix, what are you doing?
So, let's see, the scaly birds come down next to me. I think, because this is here, I'm going to try and hit the scaly bird with the stuff of Gielinor.
All right, hit that scaly bird.
And I'm going to follow that up with...
You, with just that one hit, you swing your staff up and slam, bring it. Oh no, I thought for a second that was enough to get it in one hit, but still, you manage to you hear something crack. It's still flitting there, but it is already looking a bit rough.
Okay. Feeling confident, Notrix is going to follow that up with a punch with his other hand. Wow, that is a 1. I'm rolling the watch table, why not?
All right.
I haven't done that in a while.
Don't puke.
Yeah, your fist just goes wide. You sort of stumble. You make a fool of yourself for a second. And you hear the voice of the fairy, or is she a fairy, off to the side. Okay, this is real interesting, hon. Keep fighting. Let's see what happens. I'm not sure if they're real or not.
Are you not going to help?
Yeah, what the hell?
I can't do nothing. You're phantoms.
Fine.
Can you do a light spell or something? Like you did the Avianzi?
Look, I think I brought that phantom here. I can't do nothing about these two.
Ah. I getting an idea from medics. I too would like to cut a lightning in.
Okay, do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna I'm aiming at Kavi.
You're aiming at Kavi. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me make a dexterity saving throw for this mamma jamma.
Fail. Haha.
Yeah, you call down lightning, and from extending from that same cloud that Medix seemed to summon, right down on the misty form of Kavi. But there's something about him. As it hits through him, you see his misty form light up for a second, but it doesn't seem to do quite as much damage as you would expect.
Oh. How's that for useless?
Pretty weak. Barely felt nothing. You could have done so much with me, but look, you set out on your own. No one to guide you, and look, you're helpless out here.
You're the one who abandoned me.
You're nothing. You are nothing at all. And as he looks at you, he sort of focuses in, and he's going to cast a spell that's aimed right to hit you and Notrix, and, well, I guess it would technically also hit the cockatrice. He is going to cast a Shatter.
Oh no.
Oh, damn.
Did it not cast that? There we
Okay.
are. So, Dawn and Notrix both make a Constitution save.
Okay. Whew.
All right. Let me make a Constitution save for this little guy. Oh, that's a success. So, Dawn, you take only 11 points of damage from this, while Notrix, you take 23 points of damage as this spell that somehow has some other juice on it rattles you to your bones, and you feel as if part of your body is shuddering from this.
Well, since I'm immune to necrotic damage, I don't take that full damage.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Oh,
And you
nice.
see this cockatrice is still flitting around, looking a little bit rougher, but still hanging on. Meanwhile, the Archdruid, Medix, he looks at you, and you can see his mouth. He doesn't make a sound, but he mouths to you just the word, "Why?" As another bolt of lightning comes down right on both of you. Need you to both make dexterity saves. As the lightning clears, you see that this cockatrice is gone. It has been just incinerated.
No.
You both take 27 points of lightning damage.
We should not stand together, please. Okay.
Yeah.
With that, Notrix, it is your turn.
I am going to move here to gain some distance from Dawn so they can't effectively get us, so that's good. And I am going to cast a tidal wave, which will, I believe will hit both of them. Because 30 feet long, 10 feet wide, I think I can make that across both of them.
Oh yeah, that's right. Let me make dexterity saves for both of them.
Can I not upcast that? Oh, I can't, okay.
Screw you, Kavi. No.
Well, let's take half the damage, I guess.
Yeah, as you zoom out, you can see that suddenly this water rises up through this gray snow, and over it seems to sweep away some of this debris. But as it sweeps over both Medix and Kavi, they're both standing there, unaffected, having taken a little bit of damage, but not as much as you'd hope.
Okay. It's Dawn's turn, right?
Yes.
Dawn is gonna.
Well, actually, I don't want to be mean, but technically, does Medic have to make a Constitution saving throw? A concentration saving throw?
Oh, yes, he does. Thank you. He succeeds.
Okay. I am going to cast. No, I don't have it. Damn it. Okay, I'm gonna cast. Does Kavi have any metal on him, like any armor?
No, he does not.
Does Medics?
He does not. No, druids don't
He's
usually
a
wear metal.
druid.
Yeah. You know what? I am going to. Yeah, let's just call lightning. Yeah. Do it again. I'm gonna try
Alright.
to. What's the length of it? It's a 10.
Yeah, 5-foot radius of the point you choose.
Yeah, so you can only hit one of them.
Okay. I'll aim for Kavi again because why
You
not?
sure? Remember, he didn't take as much damage as he could have.
Oh, well, yeah, it could be because he has something. Maybe you know what? I'm seeing medics doing all these lightning attacks, so Don's gonna be smart. He's a little scared of Kavi right now, so he's gonna hit medics with that.
Okay.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that's the second time.
You hit down on Manix, and you can briefly see that gaunt form illuminated, silhouetted through this lightning. And he just shambles out of it, having taken some damage, but not nearly as much as you'd hope.
And I'm gonna try to for my bonus action, I'm gonna try to dash behind the tree. And while I do, can I try to hit medics with a blood bolt?
Sure.
Boop. Damn it.
And it just zooms past him. He's holding this gnarled, very strange looking staff. Looks like it was pulled off of some swamp tree and just kind of grips it a little bit tighter.
Does he make another concentrating saving throw? The lightning?
Oh yeah, he does. Thank you.
I feel like I have
don't
to
feel bad
remind you,
about
yeah.
pointing that out to me. Oh, that is a failure. So his call lightning spell, it ends. You see it drop from him. The storm clouds above get a little bit, not become quite so dark. Kavi looks towards you again, Nautrix. Make another intelligence saving throw.
Oh boy. Yay.
And once more, you feel whatever this dark grip is on your mind pass over momentarily. Medix, he sort of seems to scrunch up his eyes. He looks more like he's crying than like he's concentrating. But then you can both hear this creaking in the tree behind you. I need both of you to make dexterity saving throws.
Oh.
All right. You both take 9 damage as the branches of this tree suddenly start whipping around wildly, just lacerating you across your cheeks, across your faces. He seems to retreat in on himself a little bit more, and you can see that there are these roots of the trees that suddenly come up from under the ground. And Nautrix, I need you to make a strength saving throw. And these roots, boom, come up your feet, around your ankles, whew, binding your knees together, crawling up your chest. Whew. You are restrained. Suddenly you see some of the gravel that is all around this clearing. Hear it starting to rumble, hearing it starting to creak and clatter against each other. Dawn, you suddenly see one of these bits of gravel coming right towards you. Oh, that's going to be a hit.
Oh,
Dawn, you take... You take 18 bludgeoning damage as suddenly one of these rocks from the ground flies through the air and bam, just beams you right in the head.
ah. Oh no. Oh. Dawn?
Notrix, you are restrained and it is your turn.
And Dawn is down.
Dawn
Oh,
is
dear.
down.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
So, restrained, does that mean I can't move, or is that I can't do anything?
Restrained means you cannot move, and you have a disadvantage on any sort of attack rolls.
Yeah, okay, Oh dear. I guess... Oh dear. I am going to cast Gaseous Form to escape my imprisonment.
Oh, very nice.
So Cloud Notrix wisps out of the cracks in the roots and goes over here, I guess. And I'm going to stay as a cloud for the remainder of my turn, I believe.
All right, yes, you just missed yourself out of these restraints and flit out of range of whatever is going on in this strange environment. Done. Make a death saving throw.
Oh no.
I'd like to give Don a foresight to add a +3 to that.
Can I?
Sure, yeah.
Thank you.
So that is one success.
One success. Okay.
All right. Now it is Kavi's turn. He just looks towards you, Notrix. You can see that spectral brow furrow, and he goes ahead and he casts Dispel Magic. Is Gaseous Form 3rd level?
It is.
Yes, and you just feel your gaseous form drop as you are suddenly corporeal back on the ground. With that, Meadix, he sort of shambles forward one more step. He's sort of holding himself, trying to concentrate. And as he is, Notrix, I am going to need you to make another strength saving throw.
Hey.
Yeah.
And you can see as you have been deposited on the ground, suddenly these roots start to come up again, but you manage to roll over, roll to the side, break out of them as they try to restrain you. And that is when you see a rock flying towards you, but you manage to once more duck your head. It misses, crashes into the ground. And that is that turn. Notrix, it is your turn.
First, I would like to cast Healing Word. I'm going to
Thank you.
cast it to 4th level, I think. I have 14 health. That's underwhelming, but okay.
Okay.
And that's my
It's good
bonus
enough.
action. And for my action, Notrix is going to raise his hand and point at Medic. Sort of a very disturbed look on his face, and I'm going to cast my newly renamed cantrip, Claw of Zamorak.
Ooh.
That's much better than Chill Touch.
Yes, that... What does the Claw of Zamorak look like?
Oh, I think it's mostly it is an undead skeletal hand. Well, it is a skeletal hand still, but it is probably a bit claw here. Like at the ends, it's more clawed, and it's red tinge.
Yes, so you watch as this big spectral claw just rakes across him, and when it does, it seems to almost for a second cut these paths of flame in his chest as you hear this hoarse, and he stumbles back.
I'm sorry,
Let me
man.
make a concentration check for him. And that is a fail. Yeah, you see this tree sort of stops whipping around. The roots sort of suddenly lie limp on the ground.
Technically, he has disadvantage on attack rolls against me until my next turn.
That is true. All right. So with that done, you are back conscious on your feet. What are you doing?
All
on your
right.
wings. Whatever a fairy does.
On my wings, I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself, 3rd level. Go. Is that 12 plus 7?
Yeah, 19.
All right.
Wow.
That is a very good roll for that.
Thank you. Ooh. And I'm gonna move. I'm gonna like stay nice and far away from Natrix, so that any crowding spells don't hit us both. And as I go away, I'm gonna hit medics with a blood bolt.
All right. Hit it.
Hit it.
You tried to hit him with a blood bolt, but he seems almost preternaturally agile. Just ducks. It barely grazes him, does not manage to hit.
Damn. All right.
And Cavi looks towards you, says, look at you. Can't even hit a corpse. What good are you on your own? Are you worth anything? Are you worth anything?
I'm worth more than you deep sea freak. All right.
You ain't worth nothing. And he sort of concentrates, and as he holds out his hand, see this black energy looking very similar to your own blood bolt in 2 bolts just zoom out towards you.
Ow. They hit.
Those both hit?
Yep.
All right, you take 16 plus 8, 24 damage.
Jesus Christ. All right.
Then Medix continues just sort of shambling forward. And he once more brings his head down. And you suddenly see another creature materialize before you. This bizarre thing. A single eye in the center of its round floating body. 10 small tendrils, which each seem to have smaller ocular openings. Are they eyes or are they something else? On the top of its head, what looks like a mouth closed in some kind of a horrible grimace. And that eye swims around, its gaze turning between Notrix and Dawn. Between Notrix and Dawn. And that is his turn. Notrix, what are you doing?
Let's see. I think I'm going to spend a foresight to switch some spells around. I'm not feeling my current ones. Well, let's try this one. I don't use this one often. So Notrix is going to raise his hand and cast Erupting Earth, targeting all 3 of them. And this will be at 4th level, so upcast 1 level.
Oh, dang, that hits all 3 of them.
Oh, it's a 20-foot cube, so I assume I can.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, so that's a dexterity save throw on behalf of all of them. Oh, that's underwhelming damage, but okay.
Oh, it's
Really?
okay.
Okay,
That's like
so
a 4d12?
dexterity save for all of them. All right, let me roll dexterity saves.
One success. One fail.
And I don't even need to roll for the last one. Okay, so So Medix fails, right?
Yeah, he
Yes,
did.
he doesn't get a 17. He failed.
All right, so there is just, you feel the earth tremble beneath your feet and suddenly erupting, just these shoots, fountains of dirt, of earth, of rock all around. And Medix, suddenly slower on his feet than he's been for most of this fight, feebly tries to protect his head as bits of rock and earth just batter him. Meanwhile, Kavi seems a little bit quicker, but he still manages to. You see bits of his misty form become slightly less corporeal from the impact of all of this earth. But this one-eyed thing, it is just burst from the first bit of earth and nastiness that hits it. And as it bursts, you see that there is this cloud of gas all around it. And you see that both Medix and Kavi, despite their undead or discorporeal forms, whatever this gas is that was in this thing, it is affecting them. And you see that they are both coughing, trying to wave off all of their whatever this is that is coalescing around them.
Oh, that's an unexpected benefit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Good
yeah.
job.
I didn't think you would hit an area effect, so very good job there. Dawn, what are you doing?
Dawn is going to to that he'll like smirk a little bit and he'll just yell to Kavi, "Yeah, what do you know about me, anyways? Looks like you got some shit company." And he is going to cast Flaming Sphere. Go. And I'm gonna cast it right on him, basically.
Flaming sphere right on top of him.
And
Okay. Let me make a save for him for this Mamma Jamma. And is he not resistant to fire? So let's see. That's dexterity.
Mm-hmm.
That is a fail. And you just see as parts of his spectral form are becoming, almost seem to be evaporating, getting burnt away by a sphere that is right on top of him.
And can I then cast Healing Word on myself as a bonus action? And then
No, you can't do both of those in one turn.
I can't. Damn it.
You only cast
Okay,
a second spell if it is a cantrip, unfortunately.
Yeah. You can do a blood bolt though.
I can do a Blood Bolt. I'm gonna go Blood Bolt, but after that, like I imagine, like for story's sake, I do that. Cabby gives me like a glance, right, and then I just like, beep. I want to go like 5, 10, 15, 30, 40, right about here, because he scares me, and Blood Bolt. Yeah. Damn it.
Yeah. Once more, it's just you feel like you've aimed it right, but it seems like that blood bolt just gets burnt away in the fire before it can hit him. And you hear him call out to you. So, you think you can play with a little bit of fire, and then you're worth a shit? Prove to me that you're anything, Dawn. You know in your heart that you're nothing. You know that you're nothing at all.
You know nothing about me, you freak.
Don't listen to him, Don. You're a worthwhile party member. I know sometimes you act like an idiot, but you're my friend, and you're very helpful.
You mean that?
Of course.
Thanks, man.
He stalks out of the fire, and as he does, you see both of his open hands are once more channeling this dark energy. And once more, he's going to toss 2 Eldritch Bolts. Well, actually, I need to make a concentration check for him. That's a success. Once more, going to channel 2 of these Eldritch Blasts towards you, Dawn.
Oh no.
And those both manage to hit. First one hits you for 8 damage. The second one, boom, hits you for 15 damage as you feel these black bolts of some kind of pure energy just slam into you.
And I'm down again. No.
Yeah. Watch as Medix goes stumbling away from whatever is happening here. That fire is gone, and he just tries to concentrate again, and he is going to. I think he looks towards you, Nautrix. And he's just going to cast a scorching ray.
They're hitting
Ow.
so well.
I
Ugh.
get scorched.
You just watch, yeah, as he kind of steps out, tries to get cover behind this tree, and whoosh, the scorching ray right towards you hits you full in the chest before he gets back over here and tries to duck behind this tree. It looks like he's getting half cover right now.
Matrix just cries out, Medix, please stop. Okay, it's my turn again.
Yes.
I am going to cast Healing Word on Don again.
Thank you.
Enjoy your 10 health. And then I'm going to cast, as my action, Symbiotic Entity to give me health.
Oh,
My
very
turn.
nice. Yeah, you use that so seldom.
Symbiotic Entity.
I feel like you don't use it a lot. Well, anyways,
I try
yes.
to.
You watch as Dawn, as you blink back to consciousness, that Notrix seems to get stronger, more vibrant, but you can see it looks like Kavi is stalking up towards him, menacing him. The other figure of this undead druid throwing fire bolts from behind this tree. Dawn, what are you doing?
Don is going to fly up, and he's gonna cast Cure Wounds on Natrix. Oh
No,
yeah!
that doesn't work.
I'm gonna. Can I study the foresight to take that back?
I'm not going to make you use foresight for that.
Okay, thank you. I think I was right. Yeah, I'll cast Cure Wounds on myself. And here, hold on. Okay. And damn. I'm gonna cast. I mean, I guess. I'll try to cast a. Where is it? Where is it? Flaming Sphere again.
All right.
Can I try to? I don't know if this is possible with the spell, but can I cast it actually between medics and the tree, and also try to catch like the tree on fire?
Sure, I love that.
Yes. Nope. I have to roll it. Sorry.
Yeah, you cast this flaming sphere right here where Medix seems to be hiding behind the tree, and you watch as he recoils as this tree, which has been reduced to this twisted dead kindling, immediately catches on fire. And because of that, I'm going to go ahead and give him -2 on whatever his saving throw is.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that hits him. And you see, as he is caught on fire, just the form of this druid goes up in flames. And as he walks out, sort of stumbling away, incinerated, that form becoming blacker, more charred, just this carboniferous silhouette of a human form. Nautrix, you get this horrible feeling of deja vu. You almost feel like you can see from the sky, from these dark clouds surrounding you, some kind of a reptilian thing that has caught this poor figure on fire. And he collapses, dead, truly, to the ground.
Can I roll for trauma?
Sure. I'll say, yeah, roll a wisdom save.
I was
Sure.
literally about to say.
Even with self-imposed disadvantage, it doesn't work.
You manage to hold it together, Nautrix, but you still feel shaken. And that is when you both hear Kavi shouting out, You can't just exercise your demons. We're part of you. We'll be part of you forever. You'll carry us with you till the day you die. You're nothing without your guilt. You're nothing without your misery. You just watch as this water seems to seep up from the ground and seems to start to swirl, to carry these little eddies of this earth all around it. And then, Notrix, you feel it pulling up right under your feet. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Lovely.
This sort of caught off guard by this sudden image of Medix, you feel this water sweep you off your feet and carry you underneath. And even though it seems to be no more than a foot deep, you can't get out from it. You can just see this gray sky above. You don't need to breathe anymore, but it's hard to shake off that feeling of drowning. And you are pulled closer to him, but you are currently restrained, Notrix.
So Notrix is experiencing all his nightmares at once. This is great.
Oh no!
He watched his friend get burnt alive a second time. Now he's drowning. Great.
Oh,
So-
okay. Sorry, go on.
So, Notrix, you are currently restrained and prone. What are you doing?
Oh my god.
You can make another strength save at the end of your turn.
The end of my turn. So I can still try and do things. Does being underwater make it hard to speak and use speaking, somatic, or whatever, verbal spell, is that the word?
Yeah, I'd say I'd give you a disadvantage, or I'd give the targets advantage on saving throws for that.
Okay, just give me a second to think through this, because a lot of things just happened. Let me think. Okay, I think I am going to try and summon a fae. Just flailing under the water.
Oh, sure.
And
Yeah,
actually,
you can do that.
yeah, you can choose where it appears, I guess, because Notrix is just sort of he can't really control it, I guess. And yeah, he wants to try and summon a fae, and this fae, its appearance is going to be I don't know how to describe it, but basically an evil turnip. The summoning familiar.
Oh,
Yeah, Don, you can see suddenly the spectral turnip starting to materialize just a few feet away from where Notrix looks like he's flailing underneath this shallow pool of water. This turnip, besides having a face on it, it seems to grow these protrusions, things that Notrix didn't even summon onto it, these almost bone-like wings that are spread out behind it, these vestigial pieces of, you're not sure what, if it's an artifact of this plane or of your powers or what's causing it. And Notrix, what does this face spirit do?
I guess it does get to have a turn, doesn't it? Let's see. Oh, hang on, I've got to just pick up the sheet. So it is going to advance towards Kali, right behind him, and it's going to attack him.
All right.
Actually, no, it doesn't advance. It teleports behind Kavi, because that's a thing it's supposed to do every turn. And I forgot to say what type of fae it is. Let's not choose the same one I did last time. Let's say it's a Trixie fae. So it darkens all the area around it as it teleports behind Kavi. Sorry if that complicates things, I'm just doing fun things, I guess. And then, from the darkness, it is going to claw at Kavi. I guess that's how it's going to
All right. And it does have advantage.
Oh, I don't think it needs it.
Though, yeah, it doesn't need it. Why don't you tell me what it looks like as this thing decimates this spiritual, misty specter of Kavi?
Oh man.
Yeah!
He's,
Holy
he,
shit!
he's misty. He's not solid. Okay, so the Fey Spirit appearing on the battlefield, and then moments after disappearing and materializing behind the form of Kavi. And as it materializes, a darkness spreads through the mist that comprises of Kavi, and it seems like the darkness itself is affecting the mist that that Kavi is made of, darkening it, and reaching from behind the Fae's turnip, brings out its claws and well, I guess like a bunch of cotton candy, sort of tears the form of Kavi apart, like a sort of solidified, misty, cotton candy-like substance, until Kavi has vanished. I assume he's screaming or something as this happens.
Yes, it gives this siren's wail, this sound, this keening that you'd expect to hear over the sea as he is just torn apart, like ripping insulation out of drywall. And as these misty bits just fade into nothingness as this creature claws at it, suddenly Kavi is gone. And a second later, that water recedes, and Notrix, you are left gasping on the ground. Dawn, you can see Notrix sit up, looking deeply shaken, not just from almost being drowned, but from this whatever he's just seen.
Natrix! He flies up and I would cast healing word if I could. Man, how are you? Are you okay?
I think I'm more emotionally drained than physically hurt, to be fair. Did you have to go with fire? Did you have to?
What?
Did you have to go with fire?
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I forgot.
And Notrix turns to the Face Spirit and just gives a thumbs up, a weak thumbs up, I suppose. Well, at least that's dealt with. But, well, so this plane seeks to revive the dead, or at least memories of them.
Yeah.
The part of them inside us, or something. It's all metaphorical, I suppose.
So do you think they weren't real?
On a scale between not real and real, somewhere in the middle, probably.
All right.
So,
Hey,
Oh, I think you were using this place's powers, and that made him pretty real for you.
hey, thanks for nothing, by the way.
yeah, thanks.
Oh, sure, don't mention it. That was real fun to watch. Did you see the way that when you made the one with the tentacles, that he was like made of mist?
It was
Yeah,
hard to miss.
Yeah, I think that's something special for you. It's like he was made of pure magic.
I mean, makes sense that he was all misty. I mean, he is mist-touched. I hated that. Man, he had tried to stand up. Don, kind of tries to pull his, the clothes on his shoulder to try to make him stand, so, yeah.
Oh, right. No, I don't think Notrix gets up without much difficulty. He's not physically injured. He's just a bit down.
I wish I could say the same for Don. Oh my god, I passed out 3 times.
Right, don't worry. I have your back.
Yeah, actually, thanks for that. I don't think I'd be able to take Kavi on alone.
No, but well, we were doing bad for a while there, but we pulled through.
Yeah, really. Ugh.
So, Miss Moth, uh, did you get anything from that besides enjoying watching us be beaten up?
I mean, I wasn't enjoying watching you be beaten. I was enjoying seeing what happens when you bring these powers here to play. It's very fascinating.
I mean, I thought we were gonna open a gate back. I didn't think we're gonna summon our worst nightmares.
Looks like you got something started. And where she indicates, you can see that right underneath that image or perhaps representation of a crystal, uh, there is this little about 2-inch circle of light. And you see the roots of one of these plants that has grown up around it is just trailing into that glowing portal, if that is indeed what this is.
Oh,
Oh, okay, at least that's fortunate.
right, yeah.
Well, if we can continue to try, and well, if we see any more bodies forming on the ground, let's try a different tactic.
Yeah. Yeah, let's not let them, fester.
Yeah.
God. So you wanna try it again?
I think so. Like it says, as they walk over, Dodrix asks the fairy, "So, are you going to be continuing to watch us after we go back?"
Ah, well, we'll see. Depends how interesting you end up being. But after seeing what happened here, seeing the way you were able to use I guess the essence of this whole place, I think I may be able to help you out just a little bit. And she walks to that circle and just puts out 2 fingers and walks in a circle around the crystal. And as she does, you see that it looks like a bit of steam is rising from the ground where they trace this perfectly round circle. And then she steps out of it and says, I think that should help you just a little bit.
What did it do?
Well, if I'm right, it should help you.
That,
Okay.
alright.
As I said, I don't claim to be no expert.
So
You
what,
don't
you did
seem to
something?
be an expert in much, really.
Yeah.
Could you at least tell us a little bit more about yourself? You're such a strange figure.
Look, I ain't gone to no fancy school, all right?
I didn't say you had.
I'm
I
just
mean-
feeling this all out.
Weren't you working for, she?
Yeah, the Tooth Fairy. That's a lifetime ago, literally.
So what, you don't remember how you, got under her wing? So to say?
I remember a little bit of that, but I don't think that's relevant here. You want to know about that? Here's what I'd tell you. Don't take any jobs on the dark side of Xanaris.
Yeah, keep that in mind. Alright.
Who you working for now?
Oh, this and that.
Hold on, this is someone you're working for?
Uh, Look, what is this going to be? Some kind of an inquisition? Ain't you got somewhere to be?
Well, I think we kind of want to know more about the person who, well, I guess we abducted ourselves, but the person who brought us to the plane of Phantom. It was kind of a trying experience, and you want to know so much about us. It's only fair if you return the favor.
Yeah, come on.
Hey, look, I ain't here for playing fair. You ain't got no more bargaining chips. You told me what I wanted to know, and I think that's pretty nice of you. And we're simpatico here. We got an understanding. I got no hard feelings, but you ain't negotiating from a piece of strength. You understand?
You're the worst.
What if we refuse to help you in the future unless you give us some information now?
Honestly, from what I've learned, look, you guys are a gas, but I don't think you're going to be much help.
Forget
help
it.
with what? You need help?
I'll look after myself. It's gotten me by the past few centuries.
Fine. Suit yourself. Just trying to be friendly. And I guess we're going to attempt to interact with the crystal again and try and
Yeah.
open a portal
Same
so
position.
other people can rejoin the campaign.
You reach out to the crystal, and you can feel once more energy flowing through you. But it's much slower this time. Much slower, but also much gentler. And the grasses and the mushrooms around keep growing more slowly, growing more organically. And it takes you hours and needing to rest.
No.
It takes you days. You work in shifts. It takes you unmeasured time that you seem to lose in this place. You're not sure if it ends up being months. You see your fairy, if indeed that's what you could call her, regularly flitting around this area. It almost feels like she's warding off the other natives of this plane. But as the days pass, this dead clearing slowly grows into something more lush, dense covering of grass and fungus on the ground. Oaks spreading up, young but with their branches outstretched. An odd light to the various lichens that now grow cover the sides of these formerly dead gray rocks. And as this 2-inch portal slowly opens till it finally reaches the diameter of this circle that she drew around it so long ago, you've made a place of warmth, of welcoming, of nature here in the midst of this realm of phantoms. You're not sure what you'll find on the other side, knowing that your party must have left you for dead long ago, with how much time you've lost here. The rest of you saw for a second the Nautrix and Dawn disappear, turn into what seemed to be only vague shadows moving against the snow before you, when suddenly, seconds later, they poof back.
What was that? You guys look traumatized. What happened?
Alcata?
What are you still
yeah.
doing here?
What do you mean? It's only like 10 seconds.
What? It's been like weeks, months.
But Dawn, as those words leave your lips, you feel like all of this time, this trance-like time, concentrating on this crystal, it feels dreamlike to you saying it now. You're not sure if it really was months or centuries or really was 10 seconds.
Wait, was it months? Maybe it was like a few hours? Nautrix?
I don't know. It's also it's not clear to me anymore. I guess it's just one of the effects of the plane or our transition.
Sorry, plane? Transition? Hours?
It sounds like that should be kind of familiar to you, Loki.
Oh. Yeah, I guess.
Yes, we have had a bit of a Logi moment, I suppose. we followed the fairy into this circle, and we were transported to the realm of phantom.
We really need to stop making a habit of that.
It wasn't intentional. So apparently, we were
Yeah,
the ones
man.
who did it.
So I take it that wasn't a good thing.
No, it wasn't.
Well, first we were
Sucked.
almost attacked by a skeletal AVNC, but then the Moth Fairy, who wasn't a Moth Fairy anymore, came and saved us. We talked for a fair while. I'm not sure. Well, she, I think, if that is correct gender, she wanted to know about us, but she also didn't know much about us, as in she couldn't explain much.
Oh, lovely.
Dawn, as you are looking around, you feel like there's something different to the landscape. Something you could see that you couldn't see before. As you can see this faint radiance over everything, but a dark radiance. As you focus in on it, it feels like you can see that faint signature of necrotic magic that underlies the entirety of Pharynthry. And Notrix, as you kind of lean your weary body onto your staff, you notice that dark stripe, that muck that hit it, runs through it now like a vein, looking as if it's simply a darker pattern in the wood. As your eyes meet each other's, you feel like all that time lost was more than a dream. And you feel like, despite how cryptic that all was, this power inside you, it feels more defined, stronger. Notrix and Dawn, you are both level 10.
Woo!
Something extra added onto that. Dawn, you now know the Warlock Invocation Eldritch Sight. And
Oh!
Notrix, if you use the Awakened Tree feature from the Staff of Yun Lo, the base stats for that are no longer an Awakened Tree.
Ooh.
They are now a Tree Ant, which I am giving you access to on the Roll20 right now.
Yes, I see. Let me investigate.
So, Team Druid, welcome to level 10. And with that, let us go ahead and take a break. As you guys look out over once more for Rin3, it is dark. Having spent most of the day in the temple, you're not even sure if light ever came to this frozen land this day. You feel weary. You know that if you're going to travel, you probably can't travel very far before you'll need to make camp. What are you guys doing?
It'd probably be wise to put some distance. I mean, if you're up to it after whatever happened there.
I am fucking tired of that entire area. Yeah, we gotta. I'd like to make some distance. I don't want to see that place ever again.
Yes. But again, only what you can manage at this hour. I'm still feeling pretty drained myself.
We could probably make at least a couple of miles, couldn't we?
Yes, I think so. So, east then, I imagine.
Yes. Are you up to guiding us, Notrix?
Yes, I think the experience appears to have been more of a mental one than physical. I feel as good as I was as we were coming out to that temple, at least. I think I need something to take my mind off things anyway.
Very
Yeah.
well. If you think you can handle this, then please lead the way.
Okay. I would like to move, I guess, then.
All right. Yeah, go ahead and make a 2d6. You don't have to make a survival check, but do a 2d6 for me.
Mhm. And, yeah, I'm going to move here. Oh, this dice happened.
Sorry. Yeah, where are you moving?
We're going to follow this valley, or, yeah, valley by the look of it, outwards
Yeah.
towards here.
So you move away from this courtyard, from the grave of Gonghua, the corpse of this dragon, in the side of this odd portal, if that's the right word for it. Leaving it behind and beginning to descend these snowy slopes, cutting your way through the darkness. There aren't many other passages to go, traversing this valley as you are getting back onto the level plains of this glacial mass. But you can feel it's growing colder, chillier. You feel as you have to wrap your cloth, your furs around you, dip into your rations as the night fully descends on you with all of its cold. I need everyone to make a travel dice roll.
Woo.
Very nice. You traveling these couple of miles through the dark, you're dipping into your rations, but you manage to kind of share them amongst each other. Ration them well so that they won't be gone before the time when you'll need them most. And finally, you feel that you've found a place within these scarps, a little bit protected from the icy winds, where you may have a little bit more shelter from these cold and where there's enough level ground to set up a tiny hut. You notice a seventh silhouette approaching you, following you.
What's that?
Uh-oh.
You guys wait for the silhouette to approach.
What kind of silhouette was it you said?
Hard to tell in the darkness. Well, I guess Logie has dark vision. You can make a perception check if you wish.
Okay. What do my dwarf eyes see?
Hard to tell. I mean, looks like, in D&D terms, a medium-sized creature. About the same size as you guys.
I guess we ready ourselves, and we stand in a defensive. Yeah, my word.
Position.
Yeah, defensive stance.
So you make a defensive stance, formation, before this scarp. You watch this dark figure approaches. And as those of you with dark vision squint, you can see a slightly hunched figure, the bald head, and he steps up and says, I believe that it is incumbent upon me to take the mantle of a wayfarer currently.
This guy again.
Oh,
It's just you.
yeah. Are you telling me you're actually going to be useful?
I do not make any claims towards utility, personal or otherwise.
Right. Go ahead, Wayfarer.
Although we're kind of resting at the moment.
He gives half a nod, and he kind of walks behind you and steps up onto this scarp, kind of scrambles on there. Then he just sits cross-legged on top of it, kind of bundled up, arms crossed, little bit of a Bernie Sanders pose.
Yay! I love that.
Clearly,
Is
it's
this
the most
shown up
important
there?
thing to write down.
Oh man.
Well, I suppose we ought to make camp then. I mean, if you're up to it, Don.
Oh yeah. Here. And he starts to make a tiny hut. It's been a while, at least for him.
Yeah, Dawn, you make a tiny hut. Seems like this rather peculiar old man is making no efforts to join the rest of you. He's just perched up there, looking at the world going by. It doesn't look like he's going to sleep either. You're not sure what's up with him. But yeah, after 10 minutes, you are all within the nice, warmer confines of the tiny hut.
Sweet relief.
Ugh. Actually, I should have cast this when we were in the Phantom Realm. Oh my god. Ah, it's so warm in here.
Huh. I suppose, how many of us have been on another plane by now? Let's see, I have, Arcana has, Dawn, Notrix.
Although I don't remember anything of it.
Looks at Nia.
Nia,
Yeah?
actually, I forget. What did you guys say? I wasn't paying attention.
You've been on another plane.
I don't think she has.
Most people haven't, even though this majority of this group has. Even plain, bro. No, but I have a quick question. What is the old man wearing?
He seems to be wearing whatever the medieval equivalent of olive drab parka is.
Hold on.
No, he's wearing just a kind of coarse, heavy traveling cloak. It seems like he's worn more or less the same thing every time you've encountered him. Oh, he was perhaps a little bit more lightly dressed for those of you who did see him back in Menaphos.
Right. So he's not exactly just like in a t-shirt in the cold.
No, not in a t-shirt, but he's still maybe not quite as warmly dressed as the rest of you are with your Weathermaker's perch furs.
Okay.
Strange. You'd think he'd be cold, but he is quite peculiar.
You don't say. Now, if you don't mind, I think I'm going to do my devotions and then head to sleep.
Sure.
That reminds. Maybe this is the best time.
You sure?
Is this something you needed, yeah?
Pulls out this that mace that she got, the one that we picked up in the Anapodostropheros that she never had anybody identify.
Oh yeah.
And then looks at Don.
Oh. Yeah, give me that thing. I forgot about that. And he is going to kind of perch on top of it, and he'll pull out his little pearl, and he's gonna stare at it blankly for 10 minutes, and use Identify.
So, Dawn, you stare into your pearl, one hand on this odd stone-headed mace, before finally an image begins to coalesce for you. And you see that this mace is what is known as a mace of smiting. It seems to be a specialty item, one that is used to assist in being more effective against certain beings, and you get the sense that it's maybe used as kind of an insurance policy, was used to keep certain things in control. But I believe Julia and Sep, you can see this now. Mace of Smiting. You gain a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon. Increases to +3 when you use the mace to attack a construct.
A construct being like a
Golems and shit.
yeah, okay. Yeah, it's like it's definitely magic. I think it's more useful when you're attacking something more metallic, like a golem, you know?
Interesting. I assume it was used, well, for that purpose. Wonder why it was left there.
Maybe some chump who, you know, encountered a golem dropped it after not being able to use it on it. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Hey, Nia.
Yeah?
You know, I did a lot of thinking while I was in the Phantom Realm, and you know, remember that printing press we saw?
Mm-hmm. Made the tarot cards. What about it?
Yeah. It was kind of. Don't you think it was kind of similar to that weird machine that was like, you know, giving us trouble way back when?
Yeah. The table that was with the printing press was made of the same material that the printing
Okay.
press wasn't.
It just made me think of that that machine, you know, like why like I didn't really get an answer for that. Like did you why did you react to that too?
She just kind of looks away. I don't know.
Uh, hmm. You don't know?
No idea.
All right. It just kind of came up in my mind. I don't know why. Yeah. Anyways, I'm probably gonna go to bed. Or, well, you know, stay up all night.
So,
Sorry to interrupt, but I just have a very pressing question here.
of course.
Most people, they can't read a book in the dark. But can you read a book in the dark when you have dark vision? Like, do you not need like a candle or like a light source? You can just like read whenever you want.
Yes, you can.
Oh, that's very cool. Okay, carry on.
So,
That is awesome.
as Don is preparing to sort of take his non-sleeping rest, do any of you guys do anything else this evening before turning in?
Hmm.
I was considering asking to read more in the book, but I was worried it would take up too much time.
It doesn't have to take up too much time.
We got all the time in the world.
Yeah, okay. I read.
So, Logi, you continue to read where you left off. Hirana, the inheritor, and Volt the prophet, these two psionically gifted people, had witnessed this battle between these psychic dragons with undead powers and some of the forces aligned under Devaratus. And as you read, the next few chapters are a series of vignettes as they encounter more people like them. See, the next one that they meet is an older woman, a woman who claims to have had visions of places where Devaratus is not a hegemonic power, uh, who claims to have, in these spiritual astral projections, walked on these places. She is called Madrak the Planeswalker. The next one they meet is a follower of an old religion, Hanan the Crusader. And as it gets to the first place where he speaks in the chapter, you kind of furrow your brow is it's a whole series of characters that you can't read, but you recognize them as you've seen it enough times. It's a whole passage in Icenic.
Huh. Have all our Icenic experts in the group fallen asleep by this point?
I
I'm
can say they're still kind of barely up.
I mean, I was thinking of having Alcana do a bit more of a special meditation tonight, so I'd say that she's still available.
Okay. Huh. I guess Loki sort of, I guess pokes her sort of.
Huh? Do you need me for something?
And uh, there's a bit in the book that's in Icenic.
That's a bit weird for a dime novel, but okay, let's have a look.
So, Alcana, as you look at the book, you can read the characters, what they say, phonetically at least, but the words doesn't really seem to be words. It feels like gibberish, and you can't help but reading it sort of under your breath out loud, trying to tell what this is saying. And as you're reading these words out loud, suddenly you hear someone's voice speaking, muffled, and you look to your pack and you can see that there is a light within it.
Alcana has a look at the light.
You open up your pack and you see that Icenic orb that you had picked up in the bottom floor of the Anapolis has been activated somehow.
What? Huh? That's
And as you hold it up, you see that it actually seems to be reciting a few times the first few of these syllabic phrases, not phrases that make sense, but what it said in this book. And then finally, another voice comes up, speaking Icenic that you can understand. These are the protocols of the Sera Apostolon. We are those who guard against the things that come from outside. And then it presents, similarly to its hymnal functions that you had identified before, sort of a series of chapters.
what the heck? Well, let's delve in. I have no idea. Who would even think to write that there? What is with this book?
That is a very strange coincidence.
So, Alcana, as you begin to sort of metaphorically flip through all of these chapters in this spoken vocal index on this Icenic orb, you learn more about what it is. The Sera Apostolon, a secret order within the church, secret even to its senior membership, secret even to the leaders of the Templars. It rose from the boat cults, and it seems the Third Age, maybe even the early Fourth, maybe even the late Second. It seems like as you go from passage to passage, the time frame seems to shift. That they returned from their sojourns to places that were once forbidden with news of triumphs of those who'd come before. Prime among them, the news that Lapides had successfully sublimated a pentarchus, something previously thought impossible. That there was a success in using prostarmastite, of rethinking their official position, of burying the sacrilege of Chelonius to control these pentarchs, but of instead empowering individuals to resist the rise of another Horned King. And though it mentions that some within their order, some within the Anapodostrophe, are opposed to that idea, believing that even the existence of the concept of a Horned King should be completely buried, that this order is dedicated to using the tools that they had in their disposal, the tools that had been employed by those who would abuse them, to tampen down, to ensure a Horned King could never arise again. But as you are going through these preliminary passages, something that's mentioned a few times, that they believe that they were not the only group pursuing such a goal, that there are others in the shadows with the same aims. That is all that you were able to get tonight, and indeed, you stay up a little bit later than you had expected to, knowing that there is far more in these passages about their protocols, about their unique prayers to learn.
What the heck? This doesn't feel like chance. This can't be chance. It's too perfect.
Yes, there's a lot going on here. There's
Yeah. Well, I had some ideas for meditations. It looks like those got derailed pretty badly.
yes,
And yeah,
I think I'll have to sleep on this. It's a bit much.
kidding me too.
So, Alkana and Logi, as you fall to sleep, trying to process these revelations, does anyone else do anything before you turn in for the night? Doesn't sound like it. Oh,
Wait, real fast.
of course.
I think one more time, Don would just approach Natrix, and I think he would just approach Natrix and say, "Hey, whew, you finally got out, right?"
Yes, although it doesn't feel like as much as an lengthy ordeal as it did before.
I guess not. It's so weird. Like in there, it felt like hours, but I guess I don't know. It could have been days, years. But
Well,
either way,
interplanar uh, shenanigans are always quite weird, I think. All sorts of weird things can happen.
yeah. Listen, I just wanted to say, sorry.
Sorry for getting us into that mess. Is that what you're saying sorry for?
Yeah, I was gonna say it while we're in there, but while we're in there, I thought, I don't know, I just thought, like, I don't know, I just thought I'd be proving Kavi right by saying sorry, because, like, it was my fault, and, like, I thought, like, I know, like, logically, the portal was opening slowly, and, like, we're gonna get out, but, like,
Hey,
I don't know, I just,
don't think of Carvey here. It isn't a weakness to apologize.
no?
No, and well, ah, it turned out all right, didn't it? We're back here, safe and sound for the most part, and we met someone. I don't know what should we call her. Just Miss Moth, I think.
Miss Moth, I guess. I can't believe the whole time we were there, she just wouldn't give us her name, at least. Ugh.
Yeah, I guess being split to all different planes makes you a bit antisocial.
Yeah. But, you know, I don't know. After what she did to us, I feel like we might not see her ever again.
I wouldn't be so sure. She
I mean,
was non-committal about whether she'd still be following us. Keep your eye out just in case. Who knows
alright.
what weird place she'll appear in next.
True. Alright, I'm gonna start, you know, watching, I guess.
Oh yes, I guess I'll watch with you. because that's the thing we have to do. I kind of miss sleeping, although I think we can still sleep if we want to, so we don't have to.
You want to go to bed? You want to try? I don't mind.
Sure.
Hey,
I mean, I
so
think
what's
if I'm
I
mixing
sleep.
some potions, but I think I still don't have the ingredients I thought of before. I have a bunch
Oh,
of
yeah.
herbs.
You know what? In that case, let's just keep each other company.
No, I'm going to sleep. Goodbye.
What?
So, Notrix, you fall into a deep, heavy sleep, a dreamless sleep, the sleep of the dead. While Dawn, you have a fairly boring evening, keeping watch on the outsides of this impenetrable dome. You see that despite the high winds, the strange, or not really strange, more peculiar old man, he never moves, never tries to go anywhere, scratches his nose a couple times, but nothing more interesting than that. Finally, the next day comes. You all awaken as as a tiny hut dissipates. You've got your traveling clothes about you.
No.
Oh yeah, let's throw some hit dice.
Oh, and of course, also roll your travel dice again.
Oh, great.
Oh wow,
Man.
10th in a row.
Everyone's amazing except for Dawn and
Yeah.
Natrix.
Yeah, Notrix and Dawn, your dice sizes decrease.
Aw.
Wait, don't we have that spare, or did we get that?
Don't you have a bear?
I said
That's
spare.
Oh, yeah, I
We
think
had
we
the supplies.
had one extra because we were all full.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
So, Don, I guess, do you want to use that to negate your loss?
As long as you're okay with it.
I'm fine. I'll
Okay,
survive.
I'll-
Only going down to an 8.
You did totally just ditch me at the at night, so you know, yeah, whatever.
Man's got to sleep. Um,
That's okay. I too will do my hit dice.
so I guess early in the morning, Notrix walks up to the peculiar old man. He said he was
He
going to be a
regards
guide.
you.
You say you were going to be a wayfinder or a guide of some sort. I usually do that in this group at the moment.
Wayfarer, not finder. Though it may not be deleterious to find fares. That is a little piece of punning humor.
Well, I think we'd all like to find fares. I mean, they don't have much coin in the pocket nowadays. But regardless, so you're just here to tag along with us then.
I will be following if it appears prudent.
What? So you'll be just walking 100 feet behind us the whole time?
He shrugs.
You can come with us. You don't need to follow us. You can walk alongside us. I don't think we'd mind.
I am good.
I think Notrix just walks away, just muttering to himself about just mysterious beings being annoying. Because that's what he's been dealing with for the past session.
I think Elkanah would try and find Logie again to see if he has any more thoughts on what the hell they all just went through on what the hell they all were just processing the night before?
That was a
feel
lot,
like-
wasn't it?
Yes, I feel like I shouldn't have learned. I feel like ordinarily I shouldn't have learned that, but it feels like too perfect of a coincidence for me to not have learned that. And it's kind of weirding me out.
Yes. Like, what are the odds that we'd pick up the right orb and have the right book with the right phrase to
It's,
give us that information?
yeah, it's like Fox and I suspected. Somebody is pulling the strings on our journey here, but to what end?
Somehow, I expect we'll find out soon enough.
Are you afraid?
Oh, there's a lot of things I'm afraid of.
Alright then. Seems we are both on the same page there.
Yeah.
Have you gotten any closer to figuring out what it is you want to do?
Did you ask Logie that?
Yeah.
Uh,
Have you got insight from all of this crazy crap we've seen and done over the past, I don't know, however long we've been out here?
I have the feeling that when we get to Salamanta, if we can get there, that it'll probably come together. And well, I'm afraid we'll have to make some big choices that we're in no position to make.
Seems that we're on a similar wavelength.
At this moment, Fox seems to break into the conversation. He says, "Well, this is the question indeed. How are we going to get there?"
Well, we probably need some kind of a boat to navigate all that distance, but where are we going to find a boat out here? It's not like I can just trek back and get the broken wave.
What about No, it's too stupid. Never mind.
No, if with what we've seen, literally anything could be a viable thing. What are you thinking, Logie?
Didn't we just have a vision of a boat?
Just have a vision of a boat, and I think that boat was mentioned in the same compass Dawn has.
So, I mean, even if it's not seaworthy, an almost seaworthy boat is better than no boats.
I suppose it's a better lead than literally anything else we've got, although we'll probably have to do a considerable fix-up job on it once we find it. Fortunately, I've gotten a lot better in my seafaring over the time I've spent with you guys. So maybe we have a better chance at this than we think?
Well,
I'll
it's
kinda
certainly...
just shrugs with this awkward half smile on her face.
It sounds like the best plan I've heard. From what I can tell of the map, Salamanta is several miles off the mainland, and I'm not sure that we can, well, simply walk across that channel.
Even with the magic that we've seen Natrix do, I don't think we'd have enough to last all that time, so yes. Now, Kana would probably just kind of like stare at Loki and Fox just with this kind of like intense, like deep in thought expression for a while before kind of snapping herself out of it.
Well, Notrix, Dawn, which way should we go?
Well, looking
Well-
at the map, it seems there's a tower of some kind marked here. I say we head for that. Well, whatever
Hmm.
these towers are.
What direction is your compass pointing in, Don?
It is pointing, yeah, northeast. Right?
Your compass is pointing. Let me draw it.
Actually, I should ask you that before I assume. I'm sorry.
Not like that. That was the wrong tool. Line tool. There we are.
Right.
Is like that. Can you see that line?
I can.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's pointing northeast. Although it's a
Well,
little...
I think we should start with following that. With any luck, it'll lead us to, well, whatever remains of the ship. It would have certainly been a useful tool to have if you were a sailor out at the sea to know where your boat was at all times.
Well, if you're out at sea, hopefully you would be on your boat.
Hmm.
But
Well,
one thing I am worried about is, well, I'm no mathematician, but looking at these lines, they might, well, as in the lines we marked on the map. These lines, they look like they might converge in a place that is, well, inland, not on the shore. The boat might be encased in ice. Still might be worth investigating, but maybe it isn't the hope.
Well, we figured out a way to dig stuff out of the ice literally not even around a week or two ago.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's worth a
Well, I
shot.
suppose we shouldn't make any guesses until we actually see the thing.
Yes, I think we should just go and check it out.
And,
Yeah.
Yes.
well, Notrix, if you're going to be leading us, we may need some help. Fox gives you a pat on the back, and you have dark vision.
Woohoo!
Ah, thank you, Fox. I do mean to ask you a question, but I think I'll ask you later. Let's go. On a journey to the east.
To the east.
All right. So go ahead and make your navigation check.
Yeah, guide check. Let's see.
Or guide check.
Let's guide navigate.
Very good, very good. So, why don't you go ahead and roll another 2d6 for me?
Ooh.
All right. So, what's the first square you're moving to?
What do people think? Northeast or southeast?
Northeast.
Northeast, yeah. That's
Northeast.
what I was thinking. There we go.
All right. You begin making your way, and there are a few places where you have to stop, scramble over some of these low rocky scarps, but it's still a very navigable route. However, you can feel it growing colder, can see the sky, well, not darkening because the sun does not seem to appear, but can see clouds, more of it obscured, and you can see more snow flurries picking up from all of these mounds surrounding you. What is the next square you're moving to?
Here, I think. And as we get here, I like to ask Nia to have a look around if she can. In the dark.
All right. As you continue moving, you can feel more of these snow flurries gathering around. And by the time you get there, it is full on snowing. Not quite a full storm, but enough that your vision is obscured. It's getting harder to continue. And you can feel the cold as the snow starts to melt onto your furs. Everyone make Constitution saving throws.
Except for Don?
Except for Don. That's right.
Don't forget the +2.
Du-du-du-du-du.
So Arcanas would be a 16. And so with Woogie's.
All right, so everyone who got less than a 15 takes 4 cold damage.
Brr.
As you feel yourself shivering underneath this. Nia, meanwhile, Notrix asks you to look around. You take out your spyglass, but you feel as if the snow is really interfering with your vision here. You can make a perception check if you wish. You can see off to the east, there is the silhouette. Looks like it's a number of miles away of some kind of a large pillar-like structure with the edge of what must have once been a large arch on it. And putting it together, it almost looks like it would be an outsized support for some kind of a bridge. But it looked like clearly whatever bridge this was is not there because the support's just standing by its own. And second of all, for it to be that visible at this distance, the scale of it must be absolutely gargantuan.
Damn it. Of course we wouldn't be that lucky.
What is it?
The tower that's on the map is a pillar that would have gone to a bridge that probably would have taken us to the island that Solomanta is on. Except there's no more bridge.
Of course not. Why would it ever be that easy?
Do you think it's worth us heading to the base? See if there's any, remnants of writing or artifacts or anything like that?
Couldn't tell you. But I can tell you that the fact that I can see it from here in this snow means this thing is...
Right. I say,
What does the compass say right now, Dawn?
good idea.
Let's see. Yeah, which way is the point? Or you know what? I would ask Nia to point to it, and as she does, like, I see. Yeah. He would like stand on her arm and be like, it ain't pointing towards the tower. It's pointing that way. And he points.
Nia looks that way and probably sees nothing, but,
Yeah, you swing your spyglass over that way. Yeah, you can't see anything.
So then, should we take a quick look at the tower and see if there's anything of note? Or should we head in the direction of the compass immediately?
We'll probably be going towards the tower eventually anyway to get out to sea, right?
Yes,
Well-
that would be one of the places to head off the shore.
Oh, no.
I kind of think the opposite. I think we won't be returning to the tower.
I think Natrix might be right, actually.
Okay.
Yeah, there's probably nothing there, but... Well, if it is the remnants of a bridge, there might be some sort of signage or something that will tell us about our destination.
Yes, that's actually some wise thinking. Yes, let's do that.
Yeah, I think we're going to head towards the base of the tower.
All right, Notrix, I need you to make another guide check. And this time, you have disadvantage because with all of the snow in the air and the chill in your bones, it's getting harder to make your way through.
Oh boy. Did that successfully do disadvantage? No, it didn't. I'll roll it again.
All right, so 11 is the lower one. And yeah, as you continue to walk, you're trying to pick out the best path you can, but with all of the snow obscuring you, this close to the shoreline and with the compass, you don't feel like you're getting lost, but you don't feel like you're picking out the best path. And you can feel the snow as it's building up, the snowstorm all around you. You're not evading any of it. I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw.
Except for Don.
All right. Did Alcana, is that with your +2?
That's without it. It would be a 15.
Okay. Wow. Then everyone succeeds, so no one is exhausted, though you all do take 3 cold damage. As you continue marching, the snow kind of falling into your boots, melting on your shoulders. And as you continue, you see this pillar rising up before you, closer and closer, till you finally come upon it. Snow built up around it on each side. You can see the archway of it, looking as if it would have connected some kind of a gravity structure. And even at this distance, you can faintly see past it, out in the cliffs. You can hear the roar of the water now, crashing against the shoreline, though you can't quite see the shore where you are now. You would have to get a little closer to that. You can faintly see the silhouette of another one standing up, probably miles away, out there in the frigid ocean.
First thing I'm going to look for, does it look like there's any way to get up this tower now, or?
Looking at it, it seems like it was made of a fairly smooth stonework, and actually the joinery is impressive. It doesn't look like there was mortar. Like it's all of these pieces, they look like it's some kind of a rough marble, not Ashdale marble, were sort of grooved on the side to fit together, and the sides of it just look sheer. Does not seem to be an opening, ladder or stairway.
Huh.
Is the side of it frozen?
It's very cold to the touch, but it's not like icy.
Huh.
Well, we can do one circumnavigation of the tower, see if there's an entrance. Sorry, but what were you going to say, Greg?
Well, I think this is a bit funny because when I first started this campaign, I never did it. But then once, not so long ago, I did it for the first time, and since then it's become like almost a meme, a common thing. I'm going to use my stone cunning.
Sure, roll investigation or history. All right, so that's a total of 18. Looking around it, and just the way that it's constructed, the size of these marble panels, you kind of knock on it and insert your pinky into the gap between them. You can feel they're actually quite thick. As far as you can tell, these don't seem like they were constructed like it would be possible to construct them by piling them on top of each other from ground level. With the way that these grooves are matched up so tightly without any allowance from the ground, it almost seems like they were dropped on top of each other from the sky or laid down from above, uh, almost as if it wasn't built to be accessed from ground level at all.
Oh, well, that's terrifying, actually. But I think Logie will tell the others this.
So what would have it been used for then?
Well, who knows what kind of people were around.
It's also possible this isn't the beginning of the bridge. It might be one of the middle supports. Maybe the bridge stretched, well, into the mountains where we came from and made landfall there.
I suppose if there was a lot less ice, then this part probably would be ocean, I think.
Hard to tell.
Are we standing on Earth or just something completely frozen?
You're standing on essentially a huge frozen glacier. And it seems like this isn't built on top of the glacier. It seems like these panels go down below the level of the ice.
And this is part of what would have been the ocean at the time.
Possibly.
Would explain why the shatter flow ended up so far in.
Well, huh.
Oh, it is no big loss.
We still have the issue of getting across. Do you suppose, if this is part of a bridge, and maybe if there's an opening on top, maybe we can go down, and maybe there's like a channel in the foundation? No, that's stupid.
Well, if we don't want to spend extra effort going to the top, I don't think we'd trust on flying in this weather.
No.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do that.
How high is it actually?
It looks like it stretches to around 60 feet tall.
Oh, well, I could just teleport stuff.
If you do, you mind taking me up there with you? I think I could get a better view of around this place from there.
Yeah, sure.
You don't want to do your other fancy things, Seth? That you haven't done yet?
Oh, I don't think if I can just get up there with a teleport, then I'll just take the teleport.
Okay. I was looking
Okay,
forward to using
so
that.
yeah, Logi sort of puts a hand on Nia's shoulder, sort of nods. Looks up at the top of the tower and casts.
And a second later, you are up high, can feel these continued flurries, even stronger here, pull your cloaks closer around you. You are sort of encroaching on this uneven structure. You can see where it seems to have been sheared away, maybe just by time, maybe by something else. But you can immediately tell, Logi, being up this tall, that if anything, this support structure went even higher than it does now. And you can more clearly see another one, a shadow, out in the water. But Nia, your attention is drawn to something else. Down on the ground, where snowbanks seem to obscure it from the point where you reached the base of this tower, this dark shape stalking, looking like it's approaching the rest of your group. Alkana, you suddenly hear these pounding steps behind you, and before you can fully turn around, suddenly it's on you. Does that hit you?
Yes, it does.
You all look, or suddenly coming out of nowhere, this immense beast, dark, looking as if its sleek coat almost absorbs the light around it, with this huge horn extending from it, something almost bull-like, but also serpentine reptilian about the tail that slithers behind it. And as it, pooh, Alkana, you feel yourself tossed back by the force of this huge muscular beast. You feel its hooves upon you, but you manage to sort of roll over out of the way. I am going to say, oops, hold on. Yeah, let's see. Nia and Logi are up here. All y'all go ahead and roll some initiative.
Woo!
Great, damn it!
Holy shit!
I suppose it's good it was me and not someone else squishier.
Imagine just crushing Dawn. God damn. That
Watch,
is nasty.
we're gonna get done with this combat. Peculiar old man's gonna come out like, I'm glad you were able to dispatch that creature.
Or we all
NPCs are freaking useless this session.
or as a bit of a joke, we all get knocked unconscious, and he comes like, "Luckily, my Slayer level is 99."
I wish Zoriel were here right now, damn it!
Is it like 95? You gotta be something like that.
They're ridiculously high, yeah.
I remember being mad at that as a child, being like, what the fuck? 95? Get out of here. Elitist.
Especially nowadays when you consider how much of a big deal dark beasts aren't.
Yeah.
Well, I only did. Oh, hot damn! Fox got it at 20.
Time he did something useful.
Oh, damn. All right. So, as the three of you who are on the ground just all kind of just knocked clear by this huge beast before rising to your feet, Fox is immediately on the scene, and he dashes over to you, Alcana, and as he grasps your hand, he says, all right, up on your feet."
She just kind of steals her brow, gripping the Eldritch Truth even more like closely in her hands.
And yeah, he brings you. Well, you gain 8 HP, and as he turns to this creature, he's just going to dash over to this side and take cover. All right, with that, Notrix.
Notrix. Which one of these should I do first? I have an idea. Yeah. The Notrix is going to walk up to the side of this dark beast, and he's going to say, "Hey, why don't you pick on someone your own size?" And I'm going to turn into a trance because I want to.
Beautiful.
Well, that's a new trick!
It looks fairly similar to the old tree, but let's see. How do I make this bigger?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I
can you
can
make
make
it
it
a
bigger.
3x3? Yes, there we go.
Yes.
Now Notrix is tree, and that was my action. For my bonus action, and Rhonda, I don't know if you'll allow me to do this. Well, you said I could cast spells as a tree, but this is a bit of a weird one.
Sure.
This might be broken, I don't know. I want to try and cast Guardian of Nature, the primal beast of the
Super tree ant.
Well, yeah, it's a tree, but it's as you cast this, a bit of fur starts growing around the tree, and it can go faster, has dark vision, and makes attacks with advantage.
Oh damn!
Great
that's my
damn!
turn.
Yeah, you all suddenly see this giant furry tree sprout up and menace this beast.
Well,
All right, Dawn, what are you doing?
Whoa, that's new. Alright. Damn! I think he is going to he's gonna cast Flaming Sphere. And he's gonna have it appear on the flank, on the other side of Notrix. You know, so here, Flaming Sphere. Arigato.
All right, let me make a dexterity save for this beast,
It's 2d6.
and barely succeeds.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. So as you cast that, you watch as this flame emerges onto the side of him, and while it manages to evade it, it not only evades it, it seems like it does not take quite as much damage as you'd expect it to.
What?
Yeah, it seems to have been
Nice.
barely grazed by that.
Interesting. Okay. Oh, can I also cast a what's it called a blood bolt?
Sure.
You like quickly move over
Oh,
to the
yeah.
side.
That hits, and you cast your blood bolt as you move to the side and hits into it, but it shrugs it off, barely seems to notice it.
All right, and my turn.
All right, Nia, you are 60 feet up. What are you doing?
Nia kind of turns back towards Loki. I assume he's noticed this by now, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
so should we just teleport back down there? Or I know you don't have much use for your magic, or many uses of your magic.
If you need, I was thinking of just shooting. Let me see. I mean, I can't teleport you on your turn, so.
Well, I was just curious. I mean, I can get down there myself.
Well, that will probably be best. So I can remain up here.
Okay. But first, I think while she's up here anyway, she's still going to use that perception check to try to see what she can see in the area around them before she goes down to help.
Sure, make a perception check then.
Get the plus, I think it was a +2 or advantage or whatever for doing the thing. Or
Okay.
was it a +2 or was it advantage? I can't remember.
Advantage, it would be less advantage because of the snow, but just roll perception and I'll factor that in. Yeah, you kind of pull out your spyglass and make a quick scan of the territory, and you can actually see there's one more of these dark shapes stalking up from behind another snowdrift.
Shit! There's a second one coming. She says that to Loki.
Oof.
Right.
This is going to be tough.
Is that your whole turn, Nia?
No, she still has 100 feet of movement,
Oh, hey.
and she
Oof.
has those slippers of what are they? What's the name?
Spider climb.
Oh, she does.
Yeah,
I
she's
forgot
used
about
to
the
see the
host.
yeah. So she just kind of looks down at these fashionable slippers that she's wearing, and she just kind of jumps. I guess not jumps, but actually kind of probably carefully because this is the first time she's done it. Puts her foot on the side of the tower, and then once she realizes it sticks, if it does, she's
It
just
does.
she's just gonna go Naruto running down the tower.
Yeah, it's mildly nerve-wracking to suddenly find yourself completely horizontal, 60 feet up, but you manage to steady yourself. They're working a charm, and yeah, you dash down the side of this tower.
And I think she's just gonna come up right behind Tree Tricks because she used everything, so she can't attack this turn.
All right.
Wow, look at that.
With that, it is the Dark Beast's turn, and seeming to acknowledge the new threat in this odd furry tree, it is going to it's going to turn towards you, Nautrix, and it is going to rear back and actually, I think it is going to dash away from Alcana. So Alcana, if you wish, you can take an attack of opportunity against it. And that manages to hit it. Yeah, you slash into it as it dashes away. But there's something about your attack. Even though you impact, it doesn't hit quite as strongly as you'd hope.
Huh? That's weird.
And as it gets to this place, it seems to focus in, and you can see its horn starting to glow with this radiance, this fiery sheen, almost like dragon fire, and it suddenly bursts forth, and it seems to, without even giving any of you a chance to dash, to dodge from it, cut a hole through Nautrix, through Nia, through Dawn, and even through Fox, as all of you take 14 damage, 14 fire damage.
Ah!
I'm vulnerable to fire. I'm a drain.
No, sorry, not fire damage, radiant damage.
Oh, thank God.
Wait, I'm undead. Shit.
True.
Suddenly you hear this pounding as boom, boom, boom. Another one of these emerges from out of the snowbanks, and it is going to dash right towards giant Nautrix.
Oh, well.
Does that hit?
Just yes.
Yeah, it cores this hole in the side of this tree that technically is not undead right now, and it tries to trample onto your roots. And you can feel these furry roots getting smashed by this other beast.
Okay.
With that, Alcana, what are you doing?
Let's keep the assault going on these things. Let's not waste any time.
Yeah, that first one manages to hit.
And just for a little bit of fun, let's throw a smite on there. Oh, that sucked.
All right, yeah, with an additional 3 radiant damage as you toss down your sword, watch it glow into its darkened flesh, see that blood ooze out, almost looking like smoke or shadow. It feels like the glow leaves your sword a little bit more quickly, and it does not take quite as much damage as you'd hoped.
Even that's not helping. I don't know, guys.
Logi, what are you doing?
Okay, first, for future reference, this tower is by the sort of cliff face with the ocean. Where is that, like, off the map, or does, like, the
Yeah, the ocean
line go?
is pretty far off the map. You're still like a few hundred feet away from where the cliffs meet the ocean.
Ah, okay, that's good to know, just in case I jump off. But I move up to the edge here, and I just fire off 2 shots from on top here at the nearest dark beast.
All right, fire off those shots.
And that is at disadvantage because I'm so far away.
Yeah, you fire 2 shots. Boom, boom. See these tufts of snow where they impact the ground. Neither one manages to hit the beast. Is Fox again. And, wait. Tell you, is his teleport 30 feet or 60 feet? 60 feet, very nice. Yeah, you watch Alcana as suddenly Fox is beside you, and he just does a very quick boom, 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 and manages to completely miss this thing 3 times. He looks like an idiot, just clattering it over its sleek hide. And then he looks towards you and he gives a shrug. Nautrix.
Oh, I took a lot of damage. I'm not going to attack because I would die if I did. I'm instead going to use my Symbolic Energy to give me some temp HP. And
Very nice.
let me just think of what to use my bonus action on. I can't heal myself with bonus action. Oh wait, I can. I'm going to cast Healing Word on myself because you said I wasn't undead at this point in time.
That's correct.
Okay, I'm going to cast Healing Word on myself. Pick a high level, level 4. 16 health, okay. And that will be my turn.
All right, Dawn.
I think Dawn would see him healing himself and healing spells are working for some reason. So he's gonna fly on up and cast Cure Wounds
On this furry tree.
on this furry tree.
Furry tree.
He like touches him and he gets like unsettled. Like, why is that the texture?
The
I
tree
mean,
just
you know, like a cactus. Some of those are furry.
I guess.
I mean, moss is kind of furry.
yeah, I think moss makes more sense.
I guess.
The tree just rumbles. Cool.
All right, is that your turn, Dawn?
I will also dash over here and bloodbolt this guy.
Okay, blood bolt him.
He-ya. Or yeah. Wait. Actually, before I do that, can I just like ask a question before I do that?
Sure.
Do I move this with a bonus action or an action?
I think a bonus action.
In that case, can I move that instead of blood bolting?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, can I move that right between these two?
Yes.
Ooh.
I'm making sure that it's a bonus action. Yeah, bonus action.
From memory.
Sure. Yeah, you move that flame between those two.
Alright, here, let me
I got it.
should I roll the damage or should I do that on their turn?
I can go ahead and roll it now. That's how we've usually been treating it.
Roll. Am I dumb? Hold on. D6, thank you.
All right, yeah, and they both failed. So
Jesus
Oh.
Christ, bro, really?
yeah, you just watch as a little bit of it. Their fur singes very slightly, but even still, they don't take quite as much as you'd hoped.
Okay. End of my turn.
All right, in that case, Nia.
And is this spot here like a part of tree tricks, or like would I have to go around Alcana to get to the thing?
You can walk through his space.
In that case,
he's
yeah.
not a solid mass. He's most of his width is at the top in the branches. The trunk is less wide. I'm guessing.
Fair enough. Anyway, yeah, Nia comes up to it, and I feel like you guys probably have a good idea what's coming.
Punch, punch, punch,
Pop,
punch,
pop.
Wow.
punch.
Damn.
Ow. You know what? I'm angry about that, so I'm going to use a key point to flurry of blows.
Okay.
You could use some foresight to make those better.
Jesus Christ.
Oh man. Oh, that was sad.
Nia kind of realizes that, maybe I don't really have it today. And then she's just going to go back behind tree tricks.
Yeah. Alcana, you get this uncanny feeling that you are surrounded by incompetence in this moment as two monks, flashed in, made a bunch of ineffectual attacks and shrug their shoulders. Now, this dark beast, looking around, it seems to take in the flame, but then disregard it somehow. Still looking at this biggest target, it is going to go ahead and rear down its horn and try to gore Tree Notrix.
That's a hit.
Ooh. All right, yeah. Boom. Hits you real hard, Tree Notrix. Meanwhile, this one sort of dashes away, and it's going to try to ram Nia. Does that hit Nia?
Nope.
Yeah, it kind of runs forward, tries to dash for you, and you just sidestep it, and you hear this this heavy breathing. You can see steam rising from its snout. It almost feels like the heat of its horn is melting a little channel in the snow near where its head is. Alcana.
Well, let's keep up the assault as best as we can, though she's honestly feeling like we really don't have it today, and these things are rough, whatever the hell they are.
All right, those both hit.
Well, Alcana seems to be having better luck than most. Let's see. Do we want to do anything with a bonus action? Know what? I think she's gonna go ahead and cast Shield of Faith on Notrix.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's +2 to your AC as long as Alcana's got concentration.
So yeah, Alcana, you can see that wispy blood out of these lacerations, but it's still, for some reason, not hitting the way you wish it would. Logi.
This might be a waste, but it seems like we are taking heavy losses and we don't really know how these things work. Can I use my action to see if I know anything about what these kind of things are, or maybe I can infer something about them?
Sure, all right. I'll let you roll Perception or Arcana.
I'm going to use 2 foresight to reroll that.
Okay.
Woo.
Very nice. Logi, as you are looking down on this, you have kind of been watching this battle from a bird's eye point of view. You've seen this magical fireball crash into these things. You've seen this magical sword cut into it. And you notice that every time that magic pulses into these creatures, their horns, ever so faintly, glow a little brighter. And you've seen that the damage they take is not quite as much as you'd expect for attacks of this magnitude.
Oh. I think Logi's going to yell out, "Don't use magic against them!"
What?
Really? Huh?
You're just empowering them or something. I don't know. It looks like it.
All right. Anything with your bonus action, Logi?
I don't really have anything.
All right. With that, it is Fox's turn. And he turns up towards you and he says, "All right, I've got the message loud and clear." And he goes ahead and cut. He twice with the sword, does not manage to cut it, but finally at the end, boom, brings down the base of the pommel, and you see it leaves a divot in its fur. It's not a lot, but Logi, watching from above, you see that horn doesn't flare this time. Notrix.
Okay. Notrix raises his 2 mighty branches, and he is going to slam down onto the Dark Beast, the rightmost Dark Beast, the one in front of him, twice.
Ooh, come on and slam.
And welcome
The jam.
to the jam.
1, 2, and
Ooh, beautiful.
let's see. Oh, and as an extra. Oh, well, okay, I should ask this before I do it. Can I do an unarmed strike as a tree?
Hell, why not? I'll allow it.
Yes. So then a slightly smaller branch, because there's a lot of branches. A slightly smaller branch comes in and whiffs, because this tree has terrible dexterity. It's a tree.
Yeah, just kind of blinks off its head.
And each of these attacks gets an extra 2d6 damage because of 1, because of the fur, and 2, because of my symbiotic entity.
Oh, dang. So I guess roll 4d6?
Yes. Half of it is necrotic and half of it is force.
All right. Okay, so as you watch this extra damage sinking into it, not all of that sinks in, but a bit of it does.
Yes, no, I can't voluntarily turn those off. I don't think the magic damage happens no matter what.
All right, Dawn, it's your turn. What are you doing? Oh, actually,
Dawn's gonna-
its fire is already there. So why don't you go ahead and roll damage for that fire at the top of the turn, and roll dexterity for this bad boy. It's another fail.
Okay. I don't know if that's a good thing.
All right, no, you can see it singes a little bit of the fur.
All right. You know what? After that, after hearing what Loki said, he's gonna dispel his fireball.
Okay,
And,
fireball gone.
and Don's a little at a loss, but you know what? He pulls out his, where is it? His tiny scimitar that hasn't been used in a really long time. And you know what?
He can use his sneak attack on the scimitar.
He can! Yeah, I'm very sorry. How does that work? I never used it.
If you manage to hit with it, then you can roll an extra. Is sneak attack 2d6 or 3d6 for you? Is it 3d6 now that you leveled up?
I am level 4, therefore, 2d6, okay.
Wait, so you took your 10th level in Druid?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And, so, I will... Can I, fly, upwards, maybe 10 feet? And try to get, behind it, around here?
Sure.
Alright. And then I will slash. Ugh.
Oh. Yeah, you try to hit it, but your scimitar just boom, bounces off the tail. Not even begins to pierce it.
You know, I'll botch table.
All right.
Oh no. No!
Yeah,
No.
and as it clinks off, you kind of lose it in your hands, and you're kind of half juggling your tiny scimitar, and you sort of lose a sight of the rest of the battle.
Oh, shit.
Nia.
No. It didn't work the first time. But fuck that. She don't care. She gonna do it again anyway. Let's see. Are you fucking for real? That's the second natural one. This
Bro,
what is going on?
Oh no.
D20.
Sepluck is even more Sepluck than usual.
You know what? Nia's just gonna run back up the tower. Fuck this. Runs 50 feet up the tower.
Loki, sort of previously just sort of eyeing the monsters, just looks towards Nia like, what?
Had to be some kind of joke. What is going on?
These things.
Hmm.
We might be
hides and,
outmatched. We
pick-
might
pick-
need to run.
But run where? These things are ginormous and fast.
I don't know. Just somewhere.
All right. With that, yeah, Nia, let's see, you're too far away. But this dark beast, it kind of looks around. And I think it focuses in on this tiny fairy that's assaulting it.
What?
And you see its horn starting to, you think it's glowing, but then you realize it's dark, as if it is sucking all of the light out of the area into itself. Dawn, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. That is a success, as you watch as suddenly, boom, there is just this burst of dark light through the air, and you manage to whiff off to the side. And you feel this something in the air. You're not sure what, but something bad. Meanwhile, this other one kind of is doom, stomping over this way. It turns itself around, and it is looking right through Notrix, Alcana, and Arnold Fox. Once more, its horn glows with this fiery radiance, and Pooh! Alcana, Notrix, and Fox all take 14 points of radiant damage.
And as it does this, because I've been forgetting to, Notrix throws spores back at it.
Yay.
All right, let me make a Constitution save.
Damn it! There goes Shield of Faith.
Oh yeah, I should do with that as well.
Yeah, but it manages to shake off any of this.
Well, that should have been a 6, so I failed.
All right, Alcana, it is your turn.
Well, it looks like this is the first time I've had to use this in a while, and she is going to switch out the Eldritch Truth for her old trusty flail. I don't even know the last time she's used this thing other than Juniper.
Woo!
Great freaking damn it! What is with our rolls tonight?
Oh man.
Yeah, you get out the flail, but it's a difficult weapon to use, especially if you're out of practice, and it just bam, bam, slams into the ice and snow a couple times, never making contact.
Ooh.
Logie.
And Logie sort of looks down at this sort of grim. Well, actually, what do the dark beasts look like? Do they look like they're in a tough spot, or are they as ferocious as ever?
One of them looks like it is very strong. The other one looks like it's doing pretty rough, but you can also see there's a much heavier glow to its horn. It almost seems to leave this dark after image as it wheels its head around.
I see. And he sort of looks towards Nia. If we can't beat these things soon, I think we should focus on trying to get everyone up here.
How exactly do you propose we do that? I mean, Fox could probably do it, but I don't think Alcana could.
I could teleport up and down, and at least leave a rope.
Oh, you could do the rope thing, yeah. Don can get up here by himself, I assume. Fox probably could as well. Notrix, Nia isn't attuned to the dark bow, nor can she be.
I think Logie's going to yell, "Are you guys okay?"
I don't think so!
Sort of a meta way to assess how damaged you are.
I mean,
I feel like I could go a few more rounds.
Yes, same, but I think we best not press our luck too much.
I'm okay, but I'm also taking most of the hits.
I'm just gonna heal Notrix for now on. I don't think I can do much more.
Okay.
I'll be fisting or punching them.
Okay, I guess we'll have the escape route in the backs of our head. Well, he could actually just ask, "Does anyone want to come up?"
I mean, I suppose that's literally the one spot we could hide.
It could be like Plan B or something, alright?
This is a really long 6-second conversation.
Is that the end of your turn, Logie?
He sort of snaps back to realizing that he spent that he condensed a very long conversation into a few seconds, and then he's going to fire twice at the nearest dark beast.
All right.
No, not the nearest dark beast, actually, the one next to Dawn.
Okay.
Oh, actually. Oh.
Okay, that 21 manages to hit. And you watch as, boom, you leave this burning mark in the side of this thing's hide.
Oh crap, that probably wasn't a good idea.
And it kind of, its head turns up towards you and... with that, Fox says, "Hold on, Don. I'm gonna hit it this time."
Yay!
That. Not true.
17 doesn't hit. Damn.
It
Oh,
does
poor
not,
folks.
in fact, hit it.
Let's see. I think I want my advantage back, so since I lost concentration, I'm going off guard in nature. The fur, which had previously vanished, comes back. And I'm going to punch it. Or slam it. I'm on a slam.
Slam.
And welcome
Slam.
to the jam.
Slam, both on the ones.
And yeah, this thing just goes down. Just boom, boom. You hear this crack as its sort of spine breaks under it and it collapses. And you watch as there's this crackle of dark energy from its horn, which then goes dormant.
One down.
Well done.
Yeah,
Tree
nice hit.
power.
Woo!
Done.
Dawn is going to reward Notrix with that big ol' swing by. He's gonna like fly up maybe like 10 feet, land on one of his branches, and cast a Cure Wounds. I'll do it level 2.
Nice.
Nice. And it's not really much you can do with this bonus action. So I think it's gonna be the end of his turn.
All right. And this other beast sort of sees that this other one went down. Its companion. Oh wait, no, it's not the dark beast's turn. Sorry, Nia, you're 50 feet up the side of this tower.
I assume that I can't bullshit my way to saying, oh, but if you measure it at an angle, the Dark Beast isn't actually completely 50 feet away, can I?
No.
I think so. But that's okay, because, she's just going to run down there and, run down 50 feet. And then she's going to stab at it twice and probably miss twice, but, whatever.
It'll be fine.
Holy shit! Okay, hang on.
That's a hit.
Let me get that sneak attack in real quick. And then again, let's try again. And there you go.
Hot damn!
Oh, great.
999.
Really?
That's what you like to see.
Does that, DDS spec, and then she runs 50 feet back up the tower.
You hear it just so.
Nice, I got it that time.
You did.
Congrats.
And as it turns towards you, you see a little bit of this dark energy at the tip of its horn. And Nia, make a Constitution saving throw.
No.
Hello, I clicked. Yeah, that's about right.
And Nia, as its horn lights up, it lets out this bolt of energy towards you. However, it was not hit with very much magic, so you only take 2 points of necrotic damage. And seeing that you're barely phased, it seems to have this moment of bestial understanding. And it turns, and it just starts dashing away through the snow. Notrix, you can take an attack of opportunity if you wish.
Sure.
And welcome
Yeah,
to the jam.
You bam, slam into it. You actually catch a piece of its tail underneath your big woody branch, and as you do, it's caught for a second before it pulls away, and you actually have this still writhing tail underneath as it's leaving this trail of this odd wispy dark blood behind it till it eventually disappears into the snow.
Well, I guess we weren't the ones that ended up running after all. Well fought.
Yeah, you better run. Ugh.
Not
I
just
get-
down from tree form.
I guess those things were scarier than they looked scarier than they were. They looked scary, but they weren't. You know what I mean?
They weren't that bad. Yeah.
I would say that their bark was worse than their bite, but I think that might apply more to Notrix. Hmm?
Yes, I've never seen a furry tree before.
Yes, it's an idea I've had for a while with the tree form. If I can enhance my strength as a human, why not enhance my strength as a tree? Be even stronger.
I mean, I can't argue with the results.
Yes, although it does take quite a while to set it up like that.
Whew. Yeah, that was insane. Good job.
Yeah, now what do we do?
I guess we, continue what we were doing before.
Yeah. Well, we were looking at the roof here. If there was an entrance or something.
Yeah, you look around and you feel pretty confident there's not an entrance. If anything, you can now see more clearly that this tower is more or less solid.
If Nia uses the spyglass to look up to the south now, does she see anything?
Using the spyglass to look to the south. Pull up the spyglass, and you can see where a few hundred feet away from here, the glacier ends. You can hear the sound of cracking ice, hear the sound of the waves, the roar, and beyond that, you can see under this starless night the roiling of a wintry ocean, but nothing much more than that.
No ambiguous shipwrecks? Damn.
Not from here, at least.
Can Don look at his compass real fast and just see what direction it's pointing?
Seems to be pointing to the south and a little bit to the east. Let me go ahead and put that on here again.
Huh. It's definitely close, but it's not here.
I assume that was in Nia's scope of direction, so.
Yeah, you don't see anything in that direction.
Well, it wouldn't be much of a there wouldn't be much of a need for a magic compass if you just see the thing.
My assumption was that it had been abandoned after being nearly destroyed by that thing, whatever happened there.
Well, I'm sure we'll
That
find
would be
out
the
soon.
logical assumption.
That's our next direction. Seeing as this tower is well, not much to look at.
I mean, are there any windows?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, you can tell it's solid. It's not even actually a tower, it's more of a giant support.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, we were prepared for that to be the case.
Does the one that's out at sea look like it's taller than this one, or?
It looks like it's probably around the same height. Yeah, it's hard to tell. If it is taller, it's not by much.
Just curious. Just wanted to make sure we weren't actually just standing on half of what it used to be.
So, that was a bit of excitement. Should we continue? I was going to say to catch the daylight, but I'm not sure if there is daylight anymore.
Yeah. Catch the slightly less dark night.
Yes, let's see if we can make it to the Shatterfire, or whatever condition it's in, if it's even possible to reach it today. At least it will be, well, if there is some remnant there, it might be more safe than out here. Or it could be more dangerous, who knows?
I'm down.
I think Logi's going
Sounds
to
like a
teleport down.
Oh,
Yeah, Nia runs down or walks down the tower.
Is that like a feature? Like, can you just like walk on walls?
No, I have the slippers of spider climbing. I think that's what they're called.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, Vox's fashion boots.
Ooh.
Killed a bit
So,
and took her boots.
Notrix, really Wizard of Oz there, huh? So, Notrix, uh, as you take the lead again, which hex are you moving to? You can still see the snow coming down.
Before we do that, I want to check one thing. Could Notrix have a look over the Dark Beast and or the Dark Beast and the tail he got to see if any part of them is a useful herb or ingredient, seeing as they're a pretty rare animal, I guess.
Sure, roll either a nature or a herbalism check.
Let's see. I guess I'll go herbalism. Yeah.
Yeah, you quickly get the sense that horn, you could do a lot of things with that horn. You're not sure exactly what, but this is exactly the kind of ingredient that tends to hold a lot of magical potential.
Huh. I I go up to Arcana and I ask, Arcana, this might be a bit of an ugly job, but I don't have any sharp weapons. Could you help me get the creature's horn?
Do you want to use it to make a potion or something?
Potentially. I don't know yet, but, well, just look
Hmm.
at it. If anything's a potion ingredient, that's going to be.
Well, I've had to do more gruesome things than dismembering horns. Why not?
I just cut it at the base.
So yeah, bring out the Eldritch Tooth, let's slice us off a Dark Beast horn.
Yeah, you have to work at it for a few minutes. Its actual skull that it grows out of is pretty dense, but eventually, after say 20 minutes of hacking at this, you manage to fully pry off the horn, clean it, put it away in Notrix's bag.
Okay. Sorry for that diversion. I just thought it might be useful.
I understand, don't worry. Anyhow, let's continue on.
Yes. So, well, we're going to head off in the direction of the compass, I assume.
Which is this way.
Okay. I guess that's the best spot to go.
Yes, you continue walking this way. Now, you several times from the varying levels of this glacier, you feel as if you can hear the roar of the ocean ever present now. You can occasionally come close enough that you can actually see the darkness as the glacier sloughs off, and seemingly 200 feet below finally meets the icy waters, can see the ice floes floating in, bobbing against each other, breaking against the shore. And Don, you are holding up your Shatterflow compass, helping Notrix to lead the way, back and forth, until you realize it's an odd compass because it's not a disc, it's a sphere with a single needle in the center that says Shatterflow. It's no longer just pointing southeast or south. It's actually pointing downwards until you kindly follow it to a spot and you can see that it's at 45 degrees. And Nia, you're squinting at the ice with your dark vision, and you feel as if several hundred feet in from the shore, there is indeed some kind of a dark shape underneath the ice.
Yeah, I think I see it down there.
You
It's
do, huh?
Oh, this is going to be a lot of work.
But it's not the first time we've had to tunnel through a bit of ice.
I'm not sure we have to. Didn't you say that there was a channel flowing in underneath this place?
You hear something carried on the wind, this reedy, breathy sound, tuneless. Something about it feels dirty, feels slimy, as if it sticks to your eardrums.
Oh,
Emerging out of invisibility, right above this dark form, a basket-headed figure in thin cloth cotton robes. He's holding a staff in one hand that at its top seems to have this spiky, almost just a glob of Dayalt. And in his other, he's holding a familiar box. And he shouts out in Wushanko, "Fox, I have come to make you answer for your betrayal. To make you answer for your crimes against our people." You can see Fox looks puzzled by this.
these chumps again.
Will
no.
you give yourself over? Or will we have to take you violently?
Is it only?
Kind of just kind of looks at Fox with intense concern.
I was gonna say, is it only one guy on the dragon?
You don't see the dragon right now. You just see the guy standing on the ice, box in one arm and this Dayalt staff in the other.
Okay.
Why is the box familiar?
Because it's the one, probably the same or a similar one to the one we saw when the Komoso attacked us before.
Yeah, it looked like that box that they used to seemingly summon that dragon-like creature. Fox, and do I need to slaughter your friends? Or will you submit yourself to our justice?
You can just see this intense look of fear on his face, just kind of looking at him.
Neil looks
Looking at
clueless.
the Komoso.
Speaking
No.
Oh.
Fox
but-
turns to you. There's something wrong here. I mean, obviously there's something wrong here, but there's something very wrong here.
Insight check. Does this guy seem like himself, or does he seem like he's got a similar kind of off thing to the same stuff that Gonqua had? Insight check.
Yeah,
maybe.
anyone who wants to, except for Nia, can roll insight.
Sure.
Okay, that's shit.
You know what?
Hey, Loki.
Okay.
Yeah, Logi.
What?
You see, you are trying, Notrix, to understand what's going on here so much that you just end up kind of wandering away from the group. And the rest of you kind of see this in confusion as he just sort of walks away from the rest of you. But Logi, you realize something. You've encountered Komoso a few times. Fox has explained them. A Komoso? In the robes? In the hat? You've never heard any of them speak.
Huh.
You know what? Divine freaking sense, baby. Divine freaking sense.
And as you cast Divine Sense, you can sense here two aberrations as he slams down the box, which seems to almost burst, and you see emerging from it in this cloud of dust, this dragon, not like the one that it summoned before, this vast dragon with these sticky black scales, this darkness that seems to cling to it. It seems to run between the channels in its scales. Its eyes, a flat, sightless black, it emerges, immense, the size of some of the largest dragons, save the Weathermaker that you saw at the Weathermaker's perch. And its head lolls about sickeningly, seemingly senseless. And its head focuses down on you, Logie, seeming to know that you're the one who saw through this deception.
Where
that is
are
when
the aberrations?
you get the sense that both the monk and this huge dragon are aberrant somehow. And suddenly it swoops down, opens wide its jaw, and lets out this line of pure acid directly on Logie.
Ooh.
And Logie, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. You all scatter as suddenly this cascade of acid comes down directly on top of Logie. Are dwarves resistant to acid, Logie? Or no? I don't think so. Yeah. Yeah, you watch as this line of acid comes down. From this torrent, you almost think that your friend is about to be disintegrated. But then you can see there is this shimmering barrier over Logie, who has been knocked off his feet onto the ground, arms up. This barrier that almost looks as if it is a layer of intertwining scales around. Some of it is getting through, but Logie, you take only half of that damage. You take only 33 damage, as you can feel something. You can feel some sort of a power in your hand, and you can see your musket, this draconic lizard, curled around your hand, almost empowering you somewhat. And this torrent ends. This dragon circles around and looks like it's about to dive bomb the rest of you. When you all see that old man run up from behind you, and as he is running, his form is changing. His shoulders are getting wider. His arms are becoming long. His torso is extending. He's growing. He seems to be changing color. And moments later, you see this huge golden scaled dragon matching this corrupted one in size. The jaws just dig into its neck. The two of these gigantic reptilian figures struggling in the sky. And the monk seems taken aback, not expecting this at all.
Who are you really, aberration?
I. And then he digs his fingers into his throat. And he just, with a strength that seems superhuman, tears his own throat out, down through his chest, falls onto the ground. You can hear the sounds of clashing, of strangled draconic cries, until moments later, that corrupted dragon is slammed into the ice before you. And the golden dragon turns its head and says, I remember my name now.
What?
Is it?
Rinsec.
Holy
Let's go ahead and end this session.